craziest part of helicopter is when he does his turns, and you're like hard to the right, hard to the left. Just, you know, I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that. You can tell how far up we are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
The pilot has a heart attack. Who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown an airplane before, so it's you. True. I'll complain though from my side. From my side, I'll be complaining.
Watch that mountain.
Everybody, welcome. Woo-hoo-hoo! Of course, hope you guys enjoyed that. We are getting into it, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we have got, of course, Richard Hart coming up. Is going to be on Kitco News. Man, this honestly, this is the best. I love this format. And of course, David, the host, is just incredible on this. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get into it, folks. Let's get into the chat. We've got a few people in the house there. But of course, this is coming up on the 28th of July, 2022 on Thursday. And of course, it's going to be awesome. And last year it was absolutely terrific. We're going to look at how good in a second. But first of all, let's get into the chat and see who's in the house. Of course, welcome. We're going to be covering the latest Pulsechain news. Obviously, Richard Hart also going to be on Kitco News. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we may get some little insights. You just never know. You just never know what we'll get around Pulsechain news and other updates. So in these interviews, this is obviously after having Fox Business News, of course. Now we've got Kitco News. Really, really exciting as we ramp up into Pulsechain. So it's going to be good, good, good. Im's in the house there. Hey, Im, good to see you. And of course, Sam SB was in the house there. Good night. Fast reply. Nice one there, Sam. We'll see you in the morning. And of course, QQ's in the house there. Oh man, Kitco is so good. This is awesome. It's going to be absolutely epic. Honestly, I think David is the best host and interviewer out there. I just love his professionalism, his knowledge, and his style and his grace on the channel. And it's perfect for Richard. Richard loves it too. You can see he loves the professionalism and, of course, the down-to-earth engagement at the same time. So really, really awesome. Looking forward to it. G-Man, G-Suit Man says, Stevie D, all those fine Hexans out there. Woohoo! Wishing everyone a great new week. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. All the best to everybody out there. Pulsekins, Hexkins. We've got so much coming up for Hex and, of course, Pulsechain. It's going to be amazing. And, of course, just proof of weight. We're going to get there in the end. And, of course, if you haven't checked out the latest Hex news, check out the first live stream today. We covered a lot of cool projects and stuff coming up into that. And, of course, the circulating supply in August. We're going to have so much bullish stuff for Hex. And, of course, that's going to flow into Pulsechain eventually too. So beautiful. We've got Top Chicks in the house. Hey, Suitman, good to see you, Top Chick. And, of course, Hex Mix as well. Hi, Hexkins. It's Nanos in the chat. There's some people just stopping by before I crash. Woohoo! Yeah, it's a pretty late here for sometimes for some of the people in America. I know that people in the UK are just waking up. So big welcome to the Scottish, the Welsh, the Irish, and, of course, the English in there. So big shout out. It's now CR. Very cool. We've got Hex Biker. Speaking of the UK, go Suitman, and a very good morning to all. Absolutely. Patricia's in the house there from Houston. Of course, hello, Patricia. Always a pleasure to have Patricia in the house. It's like having royalty. I really do think that. My three cats and I are checking in and saying hi, Suitman. Nice one, Patricia. Appreciate it. Wookie's in the house there. Woohoo! The first Kitco interview I thought was the best interview I've seen of Richard. Me too. I really love it. David is a smart guy and really good interviewer. Confession. Start as a bullion maxi. Yeah, true that. Hey, you're not the only one in there. A lot of people start that way. Z's in the house there. Good to see you, Z. Mark as well. CJ as well. Always good to see you, CJ. And probably view Kitco almost as good as Hex Token Channels is probably. I like how you're thinking there, but David is pretty outstanding. Big hats off to David. Fellow Kiwi here, Suitman Globetrotter in the house there. Good to see the Kiwis representing. Big shout out. Top Chick, Kiwi Chick, living in paradise. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, nice Top Chick. We've got a few Kiwis in the chat today. That's really nice. And, of course, I'm here down in New Zealand. We're at the beginning of the timeline. It's currently 5:35 p.m. here on Tuesday, the 26th of July. So just compare that to where you are at the moment. Hex Force 1, of course, Hex Pump. Yeah, absolutely. Woohoo! Good to see Hex Force 1 has landed. And, of course, a Hex Token channel member. You're the third channel member in the house there, which is pretty nice. Andrew says, can't wait for the next RH interview later this week on Kitco. Me too. A big shout out to Robbie Davidson as well, getting on Twitter. Robbie Davidson's been killing it on Twitter lately. I just want to give a big shout out to him. And of course, I'm going to be outraged if the doco comes out and RH failed to take a dump in one of these vacancies Bitfinex. That's hilarious. Hey, opportunity. It's always an opportunity. The wheels haven't fallen off. The day continues here in America, says Bitfinex. Nice. All right, so here we are, folks. It's coming up on the 28th of July, 2022. And of course, I think this is the best format out of all the YouTube news type channels on crypto. And David Lynn is the boss on that one. Now, we've got a little video, of course. We're going to play that. And here is from last year. We have the results here. So you can see last year, 11 months ago, we had 137,000 views on the main video. And then on the secondary video, we had 173,000 views. So really, really big. I think this time, even though that was amazing, it was about 300,000 views. I think this time it's going to be even bigger. I don't know. We might reach 1 million views on this sucker as well. Richard is on Twitter. He's got pretty much close to 250,000, is it, on Twitter followers? Man, and he just brings the crowds. The crowds just follow him. Of course, Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Twitter spaces, they're relatively quiet. But when Richard comes in, suddenly it all fills up. And, of course, people are noticing big time. So it's going to be pretty epic. We are just building up, taking over crypto here on Pulsechain. The good thing about Pulsechain, everyone benefits, of course, and we're going to get more into that later on. It's going to be the first full system state copy of Ethereum. Of course, the biggest crypto airdrop in crypto history, potentially the biggest yield farming in crypto history, possibly the first super DEX with PulseX, and of course, going to be the fastest way to mass adoption, and that's the secret sauce. The fastest way to mass adoption there with the bridge opening up between Ethereum and Pulsechain, and then cross-chain bridges as well. And not to mention, let's put on the cherry on the top, good old deflation tokenomics with the Pulse and PulseX. It's going to be exciting, and that incentive token is going to be a big demand from yield farmers. It's going to be a lot of fun on the chain. And don't forget, it's going to be layer 1, and you own the keys to your coin. And so what's the big lesson we've learned from CeFi, all the big ones, Voyager, Celsius, BlockFi, Binance chain, all of them, we've seen you got to own the keys to your coin. So if you're on a centralized exchange, you don't control the keys to your coin. If you're on centralized financial CeFi, you don't own the keys to your coins. And of course, we have seen the problem with that. I've had many people contact me saying that they unfortunately had their impact, but they're happy to be on Pulsechain, which is going to be a layer 1. So it's going to be super exciting. In any case, so we're looking for big stuff here from this Kitco news. And of course, we're going to play a little bit of intro into the first video from last year, just to give you a little taste of what's coming on this one up on Thursday. And who knows, we might get some more insights around Pulsechain. I'm super excited with everything that's going on at the moment in the Hex and Pulsechain communities. It's so bullish in the bear market. It's just ridiculous. Let's check it out. First of all, we got Lars Val. Good morning from the sunny southern Norway. Go Hex. I like that. Big shout out to you in Norway. Kendo as well. Good morning, Superman Kenny in the house. Big shout out from Scotland. Have a great day, mate. I appreciate that, Kendo. Big shout out to you in Scotland. KDRH busting his butt in the crypto space. He's working hard and doing it really well. I really enjoyed some of the interviews lately. Have been just absolutely spectacular. David just did an interview about Celsius, says Wookie. Yeah, definitely check that out. And Patricia says in bed, lights out, listening now, and soon to be dreaming of winning. How about that? That's very nice there from Patricia. All right, let's get into it. This is the intro from last year. And of course, look how stylish David is. This is going to be a beautiful interview, I'm sure. Let's check it out.
To those of you following the crypto markets, especially the altcoin markets, you may be familiar with Hex, one of the fastest rising cryptocurrencies out there, along with Richard Hart, who is a very enigmatic figure online, founder of Hex. Richard joins us today to talk about this coin and his upcoming projects. Welcome to the show, Richard.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so you can see how professional it's going to be, and David's like a boss on there. Richard loves it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Can we get some secret stuff out of Richard? That's the key. Will we get some secret stuff around Pulsechain? Obviously, we're going to get more into that as we go. Let's get back into the thing. So that is the news coming up on Thursday. I thought it's so big. I really am looking forward to that big time. Man, I am excited about that. So let's move on, though. We're going to get into Pulsechain. And, of course, we're going to get the latest Pulsechain news and just general feel about that, where Pulsechain is at the stage. And, of course, we got KD. Smash those likes, everybody. HP in the house says, get used to seeing Pulsechain as the top layer 1 for years to come. Sup, Superman. Hello, all. And that is the truth, man. And the cool thing, everyone gets the benefit, right? It's going to be the biggest crypto airdrop. Everyone that's got assets on Ethereum will get them copied over as PRC20s on and 721s, 1155s over on Pulsechain. So everyone gets to jump on the future of a blockchain domination. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Katie in the house, smash those likes. Absolutely. Hello. Francis is in the house. I love Jesus. Good to see you, Francis, as always. And Patricia, go Hex. Yeah, go. Food TV's in the house with the super sticker, $9.99. I appreciate that. Superman bow down. I love to honor those who honor me. So appreciate the support. Food TV, I've known online for quite a long time now too. So big shout out to see Food TV in the house as well. Let's get into it. Woohoo! Man, I'm so excited. I got to slow myself down. I am really excited about what's happening in the Pulsechain and Hex ecosystem, and especially in this bear market's pretty awesome. All right, so we've got Pulsechain. Of course, I've gone through all the key measures earlier, and of course, that's going to be exciting. We've got the GitLab. This is where the devs are doing the front end of our Pulsechain testnet 2B here. So we're just going to have a quick look at state of play, and of course, we've actually had a couple little updates in the Go Pulse site, the official implementation of Pulsechain node. A fork of Go Ethereum there, and we've just had a few little updates in there lately, probably little bug features or little updates there, nothing big as well, because a lot of the stuff happening in the background is actually in private folders, so you won't see that in the frontier. But this is what's currently running our public testnet at the moment on Pulsechain, and of course you can see through the block explorer here on Pulsechain, we're running at 3-second block times, which is fantastic. Remember, currently Ethereum is running at 13-second block times. So, we're going to be 4 or 5 times faster at least. And, of course, at the moment, they're rewriting the code in Go language and, of course, looking to update the validator code and things like that for the proof of staking. So it's going to be positive. It's going to cover some protection against some attack vectors. And also, Richard's also let us know, obviously, to improve the performance and, of course, future-proof over time. So we're happy to wait for all that. That's going to be very exciting as that comes through. So we've got that going on. We've obviously got Pulsechain Sacrifice was on with obviously a fork of Uniswap. So Pulsechain, of course, is a fork, a first full system state. It's very important to remember everything's getting copied. 300 million addresses over on Ethereum. And of course, they'll be eligible. And of course, all the tokens, over 500,000 ERC21s all getting copied over. And of course, all the NFT contracts too. So it's going to be fun over on a Pulsechain. And of course, we're also forking a Uniswap and obviously with the pancake format for a Pulsechain as well. So we're going to have the super DEX potentially with Pulsechain. And of course, everyone's talking about the buy and burn. It's going to be pretty amazing. For every $1 billion of trade volume, we could have $700,000 of buy and burn a day. I say it. And of course, we're going to have fun taking over crypto with that. So it's going to be bullish. Of course, we've also got the bridge. We've got the validators. You're going to have a full proof of stake. We're not having to migrate like Ethereum will be. We're going to have move to a full proof of stake system. And of course, we won't have that big energy footprint, that big environmental footprint requiring a ton of energy. And of course, that's going to be beautiful. Proof of stake really is the future of these networks, especially where environmental concerns are taking precedent and stuff like that. We all like to have a healthy environment, regardless of what you think that means. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, we're going to have the fastest way to mass adoption. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! And then, of course, that's the Pulsechain bridge. And, of course, we're going to have some quick cross-chain bridges as well. Probably Power City is probably going to be one of the first ones to do that. And that's going to be beautiful as well. So lots of stuff is in the pipelines out there. People have been able to test that for quite a few months, in particular with these latest dApps. And that's been really cool. Now, we've also got Pulsechain on Twitter. And, of course, you can follow that. Over 90,000 followers on that already. And that's going to just blow up once we start ramping up to Pulsechain. So you can imagine that end up being in the millions probably once all said and done. So if you haven't followed Pulsechain on Twitter, definitely do that. Now, obviously, we've also had the sacrifices. People have sacrificed for Pulse and PulseX. And, of course, people have been able to check their sacrificing there just with the latest versions. We had a lot of versions, but I think they're pretty much got it pretty on the mark now. And, of course, the cool thing is that Richards always cares for the little guy that maybe doesn't know what they're doing. And, of course, they make a mistake. They sacrifice from the wrong token, from the wrong exchange and things like that. And they've done their best to honor all those. So super beautiful. One of Richard's principles has always been to honor people, even if they make a mistake, as best as he can, technology-wise. So that's been really cool. And the last update we had was the 25th of June. So it's going to be pretty powerful. Now, we all know that Pulse and PulseX are going to be in high demand because they have gone through a sacrifice process, and people have come in since that time, and they want to get Pulse, the native token of Pulsechain. They want to get PulseX, the native token of PulseX, the exchange. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see all that play out. Now, we don't know what the market's going to do. The market's going to decide supply and demand and all that, but I'm pretty bullish about that myself. So that's pretty exciting. Now, the other thing, of course, coming up is we have Richard at the moment coming up, and of course, we might get some Pulsechain news on that. We've also got the testnet all up and running. We know that there's a version 3 testnet running privately by the team. We know that they're rewriting the validated code in Go language, as that's all happening, protecting the attack vectors. So very positive for that. But we've also got the timing of Pulsechain. When will Pulsechain launch? We've got a couple of theories out there. September's a popular one with ETH 2.0 and the merge. And of course, we've got others around December, particularly December, January, with the Hex third birthday and the Highest of Stakes documentary expected to come out at that time. Obviously, subject to getting deals with streaming services like Disney and Netflix and other things like that. But that's looking pretty bullish as another time frame. Obviously, the coding with rewrite needs testing, and of course, testing can take a lot longer. It's a bit like an iceberg. You write the code, might be the 10% of the top of the iceberg there, but testing is like the 90% below the water, and of course that takes time. So we're going to see where that lay of the land has, but we have seen some bullish stuff from Richard. We're going to watch the first video of that around the timeline, and we're going to get into a bit more about the Pulsechain timeline information that we know so far. So let's check it out. This is one of our recent interviews that we've played a couple of times on this channel, but it is good for context.
Yeah.
Have you seen, before I lead it to, I'll ask you two. Number one, do you think Ethereum 2.0 goes, actually happens? And when it happens, does it go ahead and dock and go off without a hitch? Or will you see problems?
Software takes a long time, and software sometimes has bugs.
But we're okay with waiting, right? I'm okay with waiting.
I'm okay with waiting. I mean, look, I'd like Pulsechain to launch before it, but truthfully, it really doesn't matter whether Pulsechain launches before it or not, because it doesn't affect the gas fees. Ethereum 2.0 does absolutely nothing to affect the gas price.
Correct.
It does nothing to increase throughput. It is the exact same gas price, homies. And so Pulsechain is there to help get those gas fees down, give everyone the largest free airdrop. And so whether we should beat them to market, but in case we don't, it's fine.
So that was one of recent updates, and we also had a Twitter space where Richard said that Pulsechain would be soon. So whatever that means, we will find out. Ultimately, Richard decides, but hopefully we'll get some more updates on Kitco news. And of course, that brings us into September with the ETH 2.0 merge, of course, and the market has reacted pretty positively to that. So let's check that out as well. So here we are. We've got a date, of course, came out for the merge. And of course, after many deliberations, it says here in the article, Ethereum devs and community folks have now penned a new tentative date for the Ethereum merge. And of course, Ethereum merge date and a transition to proof of stake is expected to take place on September the 19th, 2022. The latest Ethereum merge information was released in a POS implementers call on June the 14th. So that was pretty cool. And given the timeline is tentative, however, Ethereum 2.0, for example, have been massively delayed several times, so it could get delayed again. So just remember that. However, if everything goes per schedule, the Ethereum merge will most likely be launched on September the 19th. So we'll be looking for that. This is the actual call, and these are the notes from the actual call here. And of course, you can see that the accepted merged here in the notes of the actual call was September the 9th. So this is the source data for that as well. So we'll see how we get on with that. It's going to be fun. And of course, Richard Hart in that video talked about the fact that, it may be, he says it should launch. Of course, he may have had a certain date. Maybe he had the 19th in the back of his mind, or maybe he had a different date where he thinks it might actually launch. That's, open for speculation. So that's kind of what we had there from the notes from the call on the 14th. And of course, then we saw in the market from that call on the 14th with the date indicated, we saw the Ethereum price really rally up here as well. So pretty bullish there. $1,600 it went up to, obviously pulled back since then to 1431 at the moment. So we've got the ETH merge here pinned in on the 19th. So, you know, that's still a number of days from now. And of course, what are we looking at? 54 days from now for the ETH 2.0. So is a possibility that Pulsechain could launch in that time frame. And of course, there is also the other argument about the timing of the market. Richard's also talking about, you know, a full 84% pullback. That'll be about down to about 11,000, although Richard said technically around about $10,600. So in his last interview, and of course, so we'll see whether that plays in as well, because he said he wants to launch as soon as possible. He's not really timing the bottom of the market, but I suspect that now that the market's had two major pullbacks in Bitcoin, and although we've had a bit of a bounce back at the moment, that he will be carefully looking at the market conditions as well, of course, to make the right time. But he has consistently said, he wants to launch as soon as possible, although he's probably happy that, just like we are, that he didn't launch during Bitcoin's pullback of 14,500 and then 12,500 down to 17,500 eventually. So I think we're kind of cool. We know 17,500 when we got that low, it's not too far away from 10,600. The other thing, of course, is that we have had a bit of bounce back over 23,000. It's kind of been quite a bullish. So that's been kind of cool too. So we got 54 days until that merge. So could Pulsechain launch that in that time frame? Obviously, before that, on the 6th to the 9th, and here we've actually got the Pulse conference on as well. So it's interesting timing. I'm not quite in the camp that we'll launch in this phase, but hey, I'll be happily to be disappointed, and we do launch in this time frame. But I'm not in this camp. I probably suspect it's going to be later because of the testing that I think still needs required there. But we will find out. Maybe we'll get something from the Kitco interview that gives us a little heads up on that. It's going to be fun to watch. The other thing, of course, is that we have got big financial news with the Federal Reserve on the Wednesday, on the 27th, and of course the GDP numbers on the 28th there. So pretty interesting timing to the interview that Richard's going to have as well. So we'll keep a lookout on that. And then, of course, for Hex in particular, not Pulsechain, but for Hex, we've got Maximus and Icosa. It looks like the good chance of them launching in August there with the testing going to public testnet, particularly for Icosa, and Maximus not far behind. So looking very positive in here as well. So bullish about that. Now we have got the merge coming on, and so the merge soon. The current Ethereum mainnet will merge with the Beacon Chain proof of stake system. This will mark the end of proof of stake for Ethereum and the full transition to proof of stake. This sets the stage for future scaling upgrades, and this is the key. And as you saw in Richard's video, it says really doesn't deal with the speed and the fees. And of course, that's in the next phase. So after the merge is the surge, and that's all part of the ETH 2.0 upgrades. So sharding's to there. So Pulsechain doesn't have to launch for the merge because it's not going to be facing competition on the speed and the fees from that point of view. But what the merge will do is that it will move to a full proof of stake. And of course, that will be a 99.95% decrease in energy consumption. Isn't that incredible? So that is really the main outcome besides proof of stake as well. Now, there is obviously a lot of details with that, with the merge. You can see how the merge is going to work here. So we have the Beacon Chain and, of course, the proof of work here. We're going to move. They've been working side by side. So the proof of work there and the Beacon Chain have been working side by side. Once they dock, of course, which is expected to be the 9th of September, we're going to have a full proof of stake on Ethereum. And it's not, sharding's not going to be there for a while. So sharding's not coming. It is being tested, certain forms of sharding being tested there and roll-ups. But that's not going to be out there for a while. That's sort of later on. So we won't expect to see that anytime soon. So we're basically going to see the merge there. So it's going to be pretty cool. And of course, let's scroll down a bit further here. I just want to go to after the merge. So after the merge, this will signal the end of proof of work for Ethereum and start the era of more sustainable, eco-friendly Ethereum. And of course, that's going to be pretty cool. And this is probably the key bit after that. This has also set the stage for further scalability upgrades, not possible under proof of work, bringing Ethereum one step closer to achieving a full-scale security and sustainability outlined in its Ethereum vision. So we're going to look at some of the misconceptions that we see. I've seen these around, so I thought I'd pull these up. There's obviously one about the 32 ETH there. But we're going to look at these two here. The merge will reduce gas fees, as Richard said. Of course, gas fees are a product of network demand relative to the capacity of the network. And the merge deprecates the use of proof of work, transition to a proof of stake for consensus, but does not significantly, this is the key outtake, does not significantly change any parameters that directly influence network capacity or throughput. All right, so it's really not going to have that impact on the gas fees, as Richard said. With a roll-up centric roadmap, efforts are being focused on scale using activity in layer 2, while enabling layer 1 mainnet as a secure decentralized settlement layer optimized for roll-up data storage to help make roll-up transactions exponentially cheaper. The transition to proof of stake is a critical precursor to realizing this. So that's pretty important to note. So Richard is right on that. And of course, not only that, but we've got the second one, the misconception. Transactions will be noticeably faster after the merge. False. Though some slight changes exist, transaction speed will mostly remain the same on layer 1. All right. So the transaction speeds can be measured in a few ways, including time to be included in the block and time to finalization. Both of these changes slightly, but not in a way that users will notice. All right, on the Ethereum blockchain. Historically, on a proof of work, the target was to have a new block every 13.3 seconds, and that's kind of what we've been talking about with Pulsechain. Pulsechain with the 3-second block times, and Ethereum with the 13-second block times, making us 4 to 5 times faster there. Oh, I jumped too far there. Let's get back here. But on the beacon chain, slots occur precisely every 12 seconds, not 13.3, each of which is an opportunity for a validator to push a block. Remember, blocks in the blockchain, you got blocks, and inside those blocks, you got all the transactions in those blockchains. And of course, that's where, if they get congested, that's where we get the high prices. Most slots have blocks, but not necessarily all, i.e. a validator is offline. On proof of stake, blocks will be produced 10%, circa 10% more frequently than on proof of work. So they're going to get a slight improvement there, but this is fairly insignificant change and is unlikely to be noticed by users. So the catalyst of launching for the merge is not there from a competition point of view with the speed and the fees, but that's kind of the second phase, the surge phase, which is going to be much later down the pipeline. Would be the case. So cool. That is kind of the highlights there. I just wanted to talk about a couple of those issues, so I see some comments around those. Of course, this is what's coming up, and sharding, further down the line. So Pulsechain doesn't necessarily have to launch at that time. It would be pretty cool. He said it should launch in the video, but if it doesn't, it will be fine because of that catalyst. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let me know in the chat what think about that. Now, obviously, this is the longer term roadmap for Ethereum. And of course, the long term, in addition to these short term concerns, a roll up centric roadmap could also imply a revisioning of ETH 2.0 long term future as a single high security execution shard that everyone processes, plus a scalability data availability layer. To see why this is the case, consider the following. Today, Ethereum does about 15 TPS or transactions per second. And of course, I've often given the amounts about 8 or 9 because effectively it's what 8 or 9. I think technically it has about like a 25 TPS, but most times sitting about 8 or 9. If everyone moves to roll-ups, of course, and of course there's a couple of options at the moment that they're using, for that. So there's Optimum, ZK roll-ups, Optimism ones, and then there's another one called, which they're actually doing, I think, which is called Frank something roll-ups. I can't remember the exact name of that. But anyway, so if everyone moves to roll-ups, we will soon have 3,000 TPS. So that's a significant upgrade in terms of, imagine a pipe's only this big, and then making the pipe much bigger. It's kind of like that, and you'll be able to put so much stuff through it. Once phase 1 comes along and roll-ups move to E2.0 sharding chains, that's kind of the surge level. The next phase after the merge for this data storage, we go up to a theoretical of 100,000 TPS or transactions per second. This is what Vitalik's always talking about in terms of getting to the end goal. Eventually, phase 2 will come along, bring E2.0 sharding chains with native computations, which will give us 1,000 to 5,000 TPS. So that's pretty important. Now, obviously, why is this important? There are new chains that are doing fast TPS, but they don't have a lot of, they don't have a big ecosystem. They don't have a lot of people operating on it. So that's important to know. So that's kind of a summary there on that. I wasn't going to go into anything further, but you can see the roadmap, and that at the end, not only is Pulsechain will be kind of like a surge, or become part of the surge if you think about it. So because if you think Polygon and other networks have kind of been able to share a bit of the load of Ethereum. You can imagine if they weren't around, how much more expensive, how much more traffic would have been on Ethereum. And of course, it would have been just insane with the prices. It would have just been nonsensical. And of course, those high prices already drove other chains to, fork Ethereum. But of course, Pulsechain is going to be the first full system state copy of Ethereum. Richard always says, why hasn't someone else done it before? Of course, I'm going to do it. And of course, who else could pull it off? Who has a big enough following, big enough audience? And of course, Richard Hart as well. And I'm sure we're going to get some of that alpha coming out on this interview coming into Kitco, which is going to be fun. Like I said, we got over 300,000 views last year, here. And of course, I imagine it's a good chance we could get 1 million views plus on this. And of course, spread the word as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting on that one. Right. I hope you enjoyed that. That's pretty much the latest Pulsechain news. And of course, around Pulsechain launch. And of course, Richard's coming out. And of course, Richard may drop some more alpha bombs there on the Kitco. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to turn to the charts now. We're going to sort of our second part of the live stream. Hope you guys are going to enjoy that. Let us get into some of the comments, though, before I get too far behind. We've got, we're going to get into here. I think we've got the Pulsechain. Ace is in the house. Pulsechain is doing great. Hope you're doing the same. Nice to see Ace in the house, of course. Ready for $1 Hex is Hexkins from Hexco. Yeah. Hey, look, 4 cents, 100x from here to $4. And the next bull run for Hex definitely is in play. And of course, if you guys haven't seen my waterfall chart, it gives you kind of a roadmap, albeit the numbers, are just some of the numbers are draft or just indicative. But of course, we could see some pretty awesome stuff. How do we get rid of circulating supply? That's the ultimate for every single project, supply and demand. And of course, supply and demand based on the right incentives and of course, the right community. And of course, we have that inside Hex and of course, Pulsechain coming. So this kind of gives you a brief idea of just some of the things that are coming up. We've had from May 2021, the circulating supply of Hex, 25.2 billion. And of course, it's based on Gunther's audit account of Hex. And of course, we've had the PLS and PLSX sacrifices. We've had a lot of other stuff happening in the general there. And of course, we've had the Hex Investment Trust come in. Don't know the actual number of that. So that's just a straw man's. We got the HSI stakes. We know what this is. This is the actual number, 350 there. So 350 million in HSIs, which shocked me. I had 200 million there. And then we got the actual number. That shocked me at 350 million Hex off the market circulating supply. Now, this is the public circulating supply or the users like you and I. This excludes the Origin account, which we kind of see as an operational manager. Of course, not selling Hex down. So we sort of see that out of the book there. This is the circulating supply, so the liquid Hex that's not staked amongst the public. So that's what this chart is showing, and showing how it's disappearing over time. Circulating supply is shrinking, and of course that supports the price over a longer period of time. And of course, some of these projects also support the price in the short periods where they have buy pressure built into their contracts that they're building. So it's pretty cool. So we've got the Hedron HSI there, 350. We've got the Maximus, which did 294.3 million Hex in the pool. Got that stake for 15.2 years. That's off there too. I got just rounded that at 300 there. And of course, we've got the new products coming up, and possibly in August, these 3 big initiatives, the Maximus Perpetuals, plus the Team Token. And of course, the Maximus Upside there. Potentially, they could even do better, just like the Maximus Maxi did. We expected maybe 150 million for the bigger pays better bonus, but they got 294, almost double the amount. So we've added a 50%. We've just been a bit more conservative, 50%. We could possibly get anywhere from, if we do all the big pays betters on all those, I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it does reach that, that's the maximum benefit in the project. Then that would be outstanding, 600 million. Where would most of that come from? Probably liquid Hex that's sitting in people's wallets, but some of it, no doubt, will come as buy pressure on the market of the Hex liquidity pool. Although that said, there's not much Hex in the liquidity pool, as you guys know. So if we go to the Hex daily stats, we can actually quickly see what the Hex stats are on there. It's not a lot. Remember, everyone that's buying Hex at the moment too is also getting a copy on the Pulsechain. It's a 2-for-1 deal. So the price of Hex at 4.5 cents at the moment. You're getting at half the price if you think about it, because you're going to get a free copy of Hex on the Pulsechain, which no doubt will have one of the strongest liquidity pairs, and of course be one of the golden tokens in Richard Hart's portfolio. So it's going to be fun. So we can see based on this numbers, there's 148 million Hex in the liquidity pool at the moment. That's actually dropped down. I'm not really sure what's happened there. Maybe someone's pulled some liquidity, but that looks like what's happened there. Let's go check the whale bot. We might be able to see what's happening there. I haven't checked this. I'm just doing this live. Let's see what happens. I think they have the liquidity updates on here. So 10 hours ago, We had some buying in 10 hours ago. That was nice. Just trying to see whether we had some. It doesn't actually show here. It definitely looks like we've had some liquidity change there because we were originally sitting at 163 million. We had a price of 4.2 cents. We're now sitting at 148 million. So that's a big change there. We might actually look into crypto. We're doing all this live, folks, because hey, that's all the latest news. That's what we're doing. Latest stuff here. I'm making up some news here too, but this is very important. This liquidity side. So let's have a look here. We're going to go to the pools here. We've got 100. So this is slightly adjusted numbers, so it's got a bit bigger, different, a little bit different from the Hex daily stats. But we've got 158.9 million Hex in the pool. We've got 12.5 million USDC, 1132 Ethereum, and of course Hedron there, 1.6 trillion Hedron in the pool there. So pretty interesting stuff in the liquidity. To get us to to get us to 10 cents, it's probably not even 4 million. We had 4 million this morning. I'm just thinking that's probably even less now. It is. Boy, oh boy, the price has gone up, and we only need a little bit less. Now let's try 3.7 million. Not even that. Oh wow, I love the AMM. It's just so good. Let me just go through here. 3.6 million. We needed 4 million to get 10 cents this morning, and now we need 3.6 million. Don't you love it? Feel the excitement. But Maximus is coming, as I say in the waterfall. Maximus is coming. Koza HSI stakes also coming. I've got 150 mil. I don't know what's going to go into HSI stakes that's new. It will come from liquid wallets, and it will come from the market possibly. We don't know what percentages. We don't know what volumes. That's all question mark. The fact that these products are coming, and of course we've seen how successful they've been so far. Koza, of course, bringing staking to Hedron. That's a massive pumpamental for Hedron. Of course, how much is going to get staked? Probably a high percentage, I would imagine. We will see how that all plays out, but pretty exciting. I'm very excited about the HSI component of that. I mean, there's 4 components inside the Koza, and one of them is selling HSI stakes that has Hex in it, and you do that on the Hedron platform, and you sell those HSI stakes to the Koza contract, and that gives buying demand for the HSI contracts as well, infinitum. So that's pretty exciting for that. So cool. I've just got 150. Who knows? So potentially we could have $1 billion there, and man, exciting for that. And of course, we've got so many other metrics coming up here that we know of, and we're not talking about the ones we don't know of. And of course, we've got Power City Flex coming from Pulsechain. Now, I'm hopefully going to have Power City Flex on here soon to give us the latest updates. I have a few questions for them as well. So hopefully we'll get out some goodness out of there. I do think that Power City will be one of the premier projects on Pulsechain, just like a Koza and Maximus. They all get copied over to Pulsechain. They're all on the Ethereum blockchain at the moment. So they get copied over. You get 2-for-1 deal. You can't beat that, right? Welcome to the golden ecosystem of Richard Hart. That's pretty much it. So we've also got the Hart wallet expected to come up here. I've got $500 million in there at the moment, but who knows what that will be. It's probably a reasonable number, but we'll find out. Richard's got at least 2 devs working on the Hart wallet from what we know. Hex Investment Trust, the public, of course. We've got Hex Investment Trust private back up here. They've obviously got to reach their $10 million target. That's probably been impacted by the Hex price moving down because the portfolio value moves down. But nevertheless, they're still accumulating Hex and staking that for 5,505 days. And of course, expected to be a pretty large account up there as well. Now, they'll eventually go public. And of course, that's going to be game changing, of course. That's going to be bridging Hex and Pulsechain over to the traditional fiat markets, which are ginormous. They make crypto look very small. You know, even back at when we're with 3 trillion, the amount of capital flowing in there from institutions and superannuations is massive. Just getting even just a tiny little slither of that is a huge pumpamental for Hex. So we'll watch that in the future. They're continuing to progress that with Kinetics and Wales only. So a big shout out to them. And we've got the Virality highest of stakes. We've got Pulsechain coming, and of course EB Exchange as well with Overwatch, Rack and Rochelle, large billionaire playing to build value on Pulsechain, massive pumpamental. Liquid loans and fiat, of course, coming with DeFi lending, massive. Of course, that is a big killer app type of things that we need. So all these things are fundamental for valuation on Pulsechain, massive pumpamentals, and of course we could get down to a very low amount of Hex. Now it's going to be fascinating to see. Now everything forward of Power City Flex, that's all just straw man stuff at the moment, based on very simple mathematics. Of course, doesn't take into account the higher prices that one would expect to occur at that time. So I'm going to keep developing those out. Haven't really done much to those at this stage, but the stuff that we're really focused on is the fact that these are coming. So Hex of circulating supply is going to get rare, and of course at the moment we've got these things likely to do amazing things for X in August, so it's not too far away. Those are when I'm expecting them to launch. I'd be very surprised if they are later. They are currently ahead of schedule from my point of view in terms of public test network, so we'll look forward to that. Now, that could be up to 1 billion Hex, so that could be really absolutely amazing. We'll be watching that. Maybe it only does 200 million Hex, something like that. Maybe it doesn't do the billion. Maybe it gets to 500 million. I don't know. We're going to find out. But in any case, we didn't have it before, and we have it now. So really exciting to have that in the bear market too. So we'll find out. The market will decide. So cool stuff there. We've got Hex currently pumping at the moment, up at almost 4.5 cents on the hourly. There's the hourly chart looking good. We've got Hedron at the moment at 783, looking good too. Look at this candle. And of course, someone read this in the Discord. If you go to Discord, they actually had that. Let me just go into price chats here on the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, hit the link in the video description. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. 2 live streams a day, Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. And of course, we do talk about a lot of the projects coming on Pulsechain too. If you go to price chat here, we've got Pulse God in here. Had a nice little prediction. Hedron, all systems green. I think it will pump hard. Well, apparently, Pulse God got it right because it is pumping. And we can see that here at the moment. That is a really nice green candle on Hedron today. The low of 683, the high of 835, and of course heading up to 1,000. And of course we got update from Alex that it's got public test network. Now, if you want to see the public test network working, I already covered that in a video on the first live stream today. We had good coverage of that, and I also covered it yesterday as well. So remember, it's got 4 components. It's got HSI stakes, it's got Hedron staking, it's got Acosa staking, and of course it's got We Are All the SA or source account, and that's a one-off NFT. So 4 pumpermentals inside there, and of course that's going to flow into Hedron and flow into Hex. So they're both beneficiaries there. Maximus, of course, is starting to move up as well, 8.2 cents almost, 8.176. And of course, the premium is exciting. And of course, we've got Maximus coming up with Gold Key, and of course, Dipcatcher, the coder there, doing some exciting stuff. They're currently an 87% premium over Hex, which is pretty awesome. Now, they did have about 5 days ago, they had this big candle here. That was because a big whale decided to exit. Maybe they had reasons. Maybe they just want to take profit. They sold 2 million out of 294.3. That's a lot, right? So the market takes a little bit to recover. But of course, Maximus is coming up. It's, the code has been finished. They've done the front ends, and of course, it's going to testing, and we should hear more about that. We may even have some more news on that now. So we'll definitely check that for tomorrow. So looking good. Pulse Dogecoin, of course, is having a lot of fun. Only 3 days to go with this. And of course, the free claim, $4.30. So price is looking good. Gunther, the accountant, is flying that plane. And of course, I'm sure he's been happy to fly that plane because this chart's looking fantastic. And of course, we will be watching this as well. You can see the angulation there, the momentum of the charts is going up on a daily basis. And of course, that plane's up and away. People are calling, some analysts are calling $24. I don't know whether it's going to happen. Obviously, if a whale decides to sell down, we're going to get that volatility and as well. So don't, that's coming up there. But only 3 days to go for the launch phase. And so we'll be watching this pretty closely. There are probably unlikely to be more than 6 million tokens. We've currently got about 5.8 million, including the OA and the BA address, which get those tokens minted at the end of the launch phase on the 28th. So exciting times. We'll be watching that for sure. All right, so let's go to the BNB coins. Just have a quick look at these before I get back in the chat as well. We've got a few other things here. We've got the Pulse Dodge on the BNB chain. Now, this is not on Ethereum, but these ones are getting airdropped over to Pulsechain. And of course, this is currently at 3/10 of a penny on Pulse Dodge, the original. Really not getting a lot of love there. P33 also not getting a lot of love, down at 10.5 cents there as well. And finally, IM there is actually countering all of these. So IM is doing well. It's getting some love there. KG is doing a good job. And of course, seems like it's paying off. KG is up the marketing and the social media. He's also been doing giveaways for IM. And of course, we know that they've got their big wallet coming up. It will be in the markets on Pulsechain. Obviously, we've got the Heart wallet, but we'll also have the Internet Money wallet with the WD dividend that's been changed from IMD to WD, just to make it clearer that it's not IM. And of course, super good there. So we've got a nice little green candle. It's up at 4677. So we've got some action happening in this chart. Let's move to the daily on IM. That is there. So someone just bumped it. So I don't know what the liquidity is because the volume doesn't look that high, but it definitely got bumped here to 4677. And it was down as low as 217. So what's that? About 2.5x over this period of time since mid-June. So there we are. That's looking pretty good. Now, finally, we're going to get to the wait token. Of course, we love to wait for Pulsechain, and we get paid to wait, don't we? We get paid to wait because every day about 4.5 million wait tokens are being minted, or not being minted, are being accrued, I should say, by those people that did any of the 8 sacrifices that you qualify, including Pulse and PulseX, liquid loans, and others. So this is kind of where we're at the moment, just under 0.6 of a penny. So not really moving around too much, and only about maybe 36 million, 38 million has been minted so far out of a possible 950 million or something like that. Did I say millions? Yeah, I think that's the right number. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. On that one, those are all the charts. Woohoo! And of course, yeah, I think Hex is gonna get quite scarce. People talking about $1, $4. You're wondering how it's going to happen. Well, these are the things that are coming up to eat in the circulating supply. It's an empirical question, which basically means we'll find out what the market does as each of these initiatives play out, what the market will actually do. But everything's heading in the right direction. And on top of this, Richard is like a boss out there doing the marketing promotions out there. And of course, it's he's grown all the time. YouTube's now 140,000, heading towards 250,000. On Twitter, I think, as well. So pretty powerful stuff happening there in the space. So let's have a quick look at Richard Hart's. Yeah, what's he up at? 244,600 followers on there. And of course, he's just the audiences are following him as well. And he's teaching people, hold the keys to your coins, delay your gratification and things like that. There's really good principles. So we really enjoy that. Let's just quickly jump to a couple updates there from Dip Catchers. See if Dip Catchers got any updates there for Maximus, just in case we get it live. It's 58 minutes. You've got a couple comments here. Just having a look through some of these. So nothing in there that I would need to talk about there. What else? We got Alex as well. We'll quickly check Alex. I think we've got Alex. We'll go to Icoso. That's probably close enough. So let's have a look here. Yeah, testnet is live on Pulsechain since the 25th. So super going really well, really fast there. And remember, this is going to be, this is on Pulsechain testnet at the moment. So moving so good. August is looking good to me as well. So let's get into some of the charts there, some of the chats. And I think that's all I wanted to talk about. We have got the highest of stakes coming up soon with some teaser videos. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But of course, nothing's going to be quite as cool as this Kitco interview coming up, I'm sure. And maybe we'll get some alpha bombs from Richard. I'm excited about that, man. Really am excited. Very cool. So Pulsechain is coming. Let's hear from Richard about that. Bam.
There is no such thing as perfect security. Perfect security, you have a ratio between the amount of effort you put into being secure and the amount of effort that people are using to attack you. And then you have what's called attack surface. The more places that you have to secure, the less secure a thing is. Hex was more easy to secure than a lot of things because it has a limited number of functions, and most of those functions timed out. So for instance, if there was a flaw in the referral program, that doesn't exist anymore. So it doesn't matter. If there was a flaw in the adoption amplifier, it doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't matter. And so by restricting the number of functions and making the code immutable so that it can never change, it allowed us to be extremely secure, which is why we've never had an inflation bug. We're extremely resistant to inflation bugs, but Bitcoin's had several inflation bugs. Monero's had an inflation bug. XLM's had an inflation bug. Ravencoin's had an inflation bug. Coins have inflation bugs, which basically means you can mint as many free coins as you want all the time, but my coin doesn't. It's a superior design. Now, Pulsechain, we're using the most secure software that's out there already, which is Ethereum. It's never had an inflation bug. And we're fixing a lot of things. The code that is Ethereum isn't perfect, and we're making it better than what we got.
So that's really cool. I always get inspired by that little clip there from Highest of Stakes. What else we got? Crypto Maniac says decorrelated hex pump. That would be nice. I agree with you on that. And Liza says, hello, how are you today? And of course, Hex Token channel member. Hello, all Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Absolutely. This is a maxi channel. Not been maxi because we're just crazy big fans, but because this is the golden products in crypto. And of course, you just watch it play out over the next wee while. It's going to be a lot of fun. Francis in the house there. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Francis. And Miles says, what's up, homies? I like that. What's up, my homies? Miles and Crypto in the house there. Welcome, everybody, by the way. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. It really does help this channel as we promote Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex twice a day. It really is useful. And, of course, don't forget to join our Discord as well. Heading up towards 600 members in our Discord, which is pretty good. We've got all the charts up at the moment here. We've got the top left, we've got Hex on the hourly. On the top right, we've got Hedron on the daily. On the bottom left, we've got Maxi on the daily. And, of course, Pulse Dodge on the right there on the daily as well. So all the action ones. Can you imagine when Pulsechain launches, we're going to have Pulse charts. We're going to have Pulse X charts. We're going to have incentive tokens charts. We're going to have multiple pairings, like endless pairings. And we're going to have all these premier third-party DeFi projects, liquid loans, fiat, these big NFT marketplaces native to Pulsechain, Mintra, Power City. It's going to be many, many others on there. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited. For next says we're the verge of the merge, the surge, then the splurge. Yeah, I think that's probably a good way of putting it. Vladimir's in house. It was literally just thinking one day ago how Kitco should have RH back on. Well, good thoughts there, Vladimir. You were on the money with that one. It was maybe a divine providence on that one. Matt's in house. Richard has been on a tear with his relentless live debates lately. Can't wait to launch. Yeah. People are listening too. You may not get some of the people he's talking about, like Bitcoin Maxis, may not listen, but a lot of people that are listening, and of course they can start to discern, what's the right path here. And of course, a lot of those people that we've seen in the past there, promote Terra Luna, promote Celsius, and stuff like that. And it wasn't necessarily because some of their products weren't bad, but some of their models were leveraged. They were leveraged models, and of course they got caught out when the market went down. And of course, some of that behind the scenes stuff is not transparent. Everything with Hex and Pulsechain is transparent on the blockchain, so you don't have to. And you also in Hex, you mint your own coins. There's a lot of superiorities. You own the keys to your coins, and of course that's played out to be the right way, right? And of course, even with liquid loans, with the stable coin coming out with USDL, that's going to be an exogenous system. In other words, it's not going to rely on its own token to support its a stable coin. It's going to rely on the native token of Pulsechain. So that's a superior system. Not only that, but it's going to be over collateralized, which is another powerful thing. So those two things are going to make a very powerful stable coin, which we see how powerful our LUSD has been with liquidity on Ethereum. So it bodes well, but it's going to be even better, I think, because it's going to launch at the beginning of the chain rather than 5-6 years later. Kate Figure in the house there. Morning, Hex Token and all. Check out the trailer if you do not mind subtitles. True story about the Costa Nostra between Sicily, Italy, and Brazil. That sounds pretty interesting, Kate Figure. You have to post the link in Discord under non-crypto. That'd be cool. We'll have to check it out. Lies beneath in there with the emojis, looking good. Kate Figure says, please have an excellent chill tonight chili that I made. Nice one, Kate. Kate Figure's been on a bit of a movie binge lately. So there's lots of movies out at the moment. 4.4 cents Hex rally on Hex Token live stream. That's how we roll too. And Andrew knows we like the Hex Token channel pump on this channel. We don't always deliver it, but we like it when it's there. We pretend that we actually make it happen, but of course it's not the case. But it's definitely nice to see the Hex price pumping on this live stream. Yeah, like I say, we've got proof of weight, we've got patience, we've got faith, and of course we'll get there at the end. And there's tens of thousands of cryptos now. I remember I can't even remember how many there were when I first looked at Coinbase or CoinGeek, was it CoinMarketCap or whatever? I used to look at those, and there were so few at the time. I can't even remember how many there were. Probably under 1,000 when I was looking at it, somewhere well under 1,000. And then it slowly grew to like 1,800, 1,200, then 1,800 or something. And then, of course, now there's tens of thousands of cryptos around. Every there's services where you can make your own, print your own, mint your own crypto using third-party services. There's so many Solidity coders out there minting tokens and projects. But, of course, there's only a small slither of the 1%, not even 10%, the small slither of the 1% now based on the numbers that are actually the golden standard in crypto. And of course, people are looking forward to that. And of course, we know that we're in it to win it here in the Pulsechain ecosystem. And of course, the Hex token itself is developed into an ecosystem as well. So it really is exciting times. Bluegrass is in house there. Price is pumping live. I know. I love it. I love it. So good. Hex looking strong like a boss. You would do the strong arm. We'll do like magic. What's it? Jim Rat Crypto with these strong arms. Have you seen a lot of those guys in those challenges? They're getting super fit. In those challenges. So amazing work there from Hexkins. Buzz, I really do need thanks, Kate Figure. Kate Figure likes to take it down to the toilet as it were. Nice one, Kate. Brenda says, hey Superman, I served my day steak with Hedron for Icosa. Where did the yield go for you? I haven't done that yet, Brennan. We should catch up on Discord, Brennan, and have a chat all about that on the Okoza. Mine didn't show up. Aaron Alice is in here. Whoa, just got here. What am I looking at? Lol, says Aaron. I have no idea, Aaron. I'm not sure where you popped in at, actually. Kate Fergus says, same old, same old. What else we got going on there? Patricia says, Hex waking up. It is. Hex is waking up. And, of course, we've been talking about this. Let's move this. I'm going to close some lines here. I want to move up pull up the full Hex chart. So let's close some of these. And we're going to pull up the full Hex chart here and check that out. We're going to close all those. Bam, 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 and bam. Let's close all those down. There we go. And we're going to pull up the full Hex chart here on Dex Tools. So we're going to move in from Dex Screener, which has got the quad charts. We're moving to Dex Tools, which is another good platform. We're going to full scale that and, of course, get into our full chart. Wait for it to render. Bam, 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 bam. Bit of magic. There we go. And looking good. So we're going to take off our overlays. We're going to scroll this up so that you can see it. Look, I won't tell you what this reminds me of, but anyway, it's so we've got our EMA 13, the yellow line there crossing over, so looking really bullish there. And of course, we're expecting. I said yesterday we get a nice big green candle today. We got it, which is good, and we're up at 4.5 here. Hex is really, it's got so much fundamentals coming, as you saw in the waterfall chart coming up, particularly in August. We have at least 2 big projects that are derivatives of Hex. If you think about it, second layers that are going to potentially eat up a lot of circulating supply in the public hands. So not in the OA, but in the public hands. You never know what the OA might do. The OA, one of the features I see it as doing is regulating the APY, although based on a recent interview from Richard, we could see the OA just letting it, possibly doing more stakes. It's possible that it could go entertain itself in either Icosa or Maximus. That's a possibility. I don't know if we'll see it, but based on something that Richard said recently, you just never know because he was talking about the APY being quite high. And of course, he probably almost indicated he'd rather have it lower. I won't say the exact words because I'm paraphrasing. I don't want to, misrepresent. So, but it was definitely about the APY being high, which is pretty interesting stuff there. So we will see about that, and I'll try and get the clip out maybe for tomorrow. But there we are, 4.4, almost 4.5 cents on this particular pairing, and looking good. So we're at the 13 EMA here. This is typically shows a bullish rally, and of course we're actually been pretty decent so far if you think about it. And it's a low angled one, so it's not just sometimes we get these really sharp rallies. Once the EMA crosses the 50% on the Bollinger Band, this is quite a soft and slow, steady one, which is kind of nice actually, to be honest. So it could be quite extended. So we're going to have a look at that, at least until Thursday, Friday. So I think we've got another day or two. We could get a nice little couple green candles in there. So it's cool. So we're currently at 4.5 cents, looking good. And at the top of the Bollinger Bands, typically you can ride them for a few days. As you saw, we rode them a couple of days and then back down. We could ride them again for a couple of days. So looking good there. So look at the DMI. DMI looking good too. Buyers are up, sellers are down. Boom, boom, boom. Pump, pump, pump. And, of course, the momentum is going in the buyer's favor. And it looks like we're just kind of still warming up here. We're currently need to get over 25. We're currently at about 19 for the momentum of the trend. The RSI, we've still got plenty of room to move, but it has jumped to 56. That's pretty significant. And, of course, nice uptrend. And, of course, we've still got plenty of room to go, though. We were going to have a full-on rally there. So everything looking pretty good. And, of course, we're coming up. What's the 25th, 26th? Still got a few days to go to the end of the month. We've still got the Fed Reserve and the GDP numbers out. Those are kind of the only headwinds in the space at the moment. So far, the earnings season has been good. We've still got more of the FANG stocks, the big tech stocks coming out this week. So if they do well, then that should be even more fuel for the fire as well. And of course, we've got ETH 2.0 potentially later in September, which is 56 days, I think I said from now. Potentially. So that's pretty much there on the Hex chart there, looking good. Let's jump away to, we're going to jump out of there too. And coming up on the 28th of July. Isn't it exciting? Woohoo! Kitco, let's bring it on. Kate Figure says, I think I closed down my price charts. Until Hex pushes past 10 cents, I'm chill. Yeah, well, we need, like I said, we only need 3.7 million now. We needed 4 million earlier in the day, so it's definitely looking more possible. In fact, let's pull that up actually again, because I'm pretty sure that's gone even lower as well. I just love how the Uniswap works with that. AMMs. So yeah, let's put in 3.6336. This would be really bullish. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.6 million is what we need. We need 4 million earlier in our first live stream. We're down to 3.6 million to get to 10 cents. And of course, that's because the price goes up at a square. So I'm very excited. What else there? Is weight token okay to claim? I would hate to have my bags drain my bags. Yes, apparently the Pulse Police on Telegram, some devs in there have said it's okay. Not many people have claimed it so far. I'm not in a rush to claim it. The longer you wait, you'll get more weight tokens. So only about 3.5% people claim the weight token. That could possibly compared to say Pulse Dodge, which is at 30%. So yeah, it's I'm not going to. I would say is if you want to follow Telegram, Pulse Police on Telegram, that's probably what would do X down under. I don't really like saying whether to claim something or not because it's just it's my opinion. It's not investment advice. But the other thing I would say is that Pulse Police apparently have said that it's okay. The team has been pretty open on Telegram, so it's been kind of positive from that point of view. You can check the hot pulse list as well. Let's actually check the hot pulse list and see about that. That's a interesting hot pulse list. I think it is pulse list. Oh, have I not even got it? I thought I had that saved. Pulse hot list. I think I misspelled it there. Pulse hot list. Yeah, let's try that. See what they've got. Weight token in there. Weight do they have? What have they got ranking on here? I don't know. Where's the ranking on here? I thought they had a weighting. I thought they had a weighting on here. Working, airdrop, watch, share, tweet, buy, YouTube. Don't have much on here. 39. So the score's 39 on this one there, Hex down under. What does it say here? Meme coin, no utility, high volatility asset class, good white paper, unknown team that claims to have KYC. Now, what I would say is that I heard the team in an interview, and I think they sounded okay. They sound like they knew what they're talking about. But anyway, unknown team that claims to have KYC with solid proof. Many users complained about the free claim not working and losing their ETH. Front end does not show useful error message. Many buttons do not work. Timekeeper address receives 50% of midnight bonus. Most supply missing utility. Buy pressure, constant dumping. So, this is kind of a negative view of it. So, you can take it for what it is. If you've done Pulse, if you're using a wallet with Pulsechain with your SEC, because if you're using, it's targeting the 8 sacrifices. If you're using, the devs sounded pretty good when I heard them on a YouTube. So you got to try and balance it out. But so far, yeah, it's sort of a mixed bag. But I did hear the dev, he seemed pretty good. But once again, Pulse, check out the Pulse Police review on Telegram. This is kind of on a negative side of the review there. It's got a score of 39, so we'll take that for what you will. Crypto Coffee covered it, so that's probably worth watching that as well. I'll post in the link here in the chat if you want to check that out in more detail. Hex down under. All right, let us go. Right for the win, yeah, absolutely. And Kate Figure there. Richard Hart for the win, absolutely. Weight seems to be okay. Hex down under. Hedron not so much as their website has phishing capabilities. Says Kate Figure. What else there? Hello everybody. I'm late, but I'm here. What else we got going? I'm just jumping out of the house there. Good to see you, James Bond. It's going to be a roller coaster, says Aaron. Yeah, probably. Nope. What else we got going there? Hex Token channel pump. Yes, yeah. Let me pull up the charts actually because I've actually closed them down accidentally. We only need 3.6 million to get back to 10 cents. That's pretty bumpamental. And we need 4 million earlier in the day. Just shows you how quick things can change when we get the price move on. Now, what's our price target? Probably 6.2 cents, something like that. Is probably where I feel comfortable about where we might possibly get to with a bit of a momentum, but we're not there yet. 4.5 cents, not quite there yet, but it's definitely a positive move in the right direction. Let's pull up these charts again. Yeah, not quite there. We do need to move a bit higher on that one. So this is the hourly charts there. So we've got a nice little uptrend on the hourly. But if we move to the daily on Hex, let's see, this is a bit closer view. This is a different chart view, slightly different pairing as well. But that's kind of where we're at there. So if this is our last previous one at 5.6, and we had 6 cents. So getting up around 6.2, that'd be quite a nice target. So let's see how we get on. Need some nice bigger days here, like this big green candles. We're just sort of slightly etching here, but looking good for some good green candles is kind of where I feel we're looking at the moment, at least in the next day or two. But once we get those Fed interest rates and stuff, it puts a bit of a sour on the market. We'll see whether Hex can ignore it, at least for the July. Because I think in August, we're going to ignore it. In August, I think we're going to be decoupled with the Maximus and the Icosa. I think that's going to be awesome. Enough with the Hex pump, says Bob Wells. Yeah. Cape Figure, smash the likes, people. Let us help promote. Was always absolutely Cape Figure. The Champs, the DDC was on Fresh and Fit today. And he's got my Myron and other dudes into Hex on the stream. Was crazy, amazing, and bullish for us. A nice one there, Rens guys. Hit us up with the link there in Discord too, Rens guys. Put that in the Discord there under maybe a general chat or something like that. Cool. Let me just scroll this up here. I've got this on. They're all on the daily at the moment, but I'm going to move the Hex chart to the hourly because I know this seems cool. I'm putting Hex on the hourly there. Bam. Let me just get that right. Bob Wells in the house there. Hello, everybody. I'll pop in and out as I might work, says Bob. Nice to see you as always, Bob. Hex Token channel member. Yeah. Lel's in the house there. What's up? Good to see you, Lel. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, share the channel around if you can. It does really help spread the word. And of course, if you haven't joined as a channel member, want to support the channel, hit the join button. We've got Pulsechains, Hexicans, and the Richard Hart Club. Just 3 easy ways to support the channel as well. And of course, if you haven't joined our Discord, we're heading up towards 600 people in our Discord. And big welcome. Actually, we had quite a few new people today. Yeah, 5 new people today. Can you believe it? We had Cutsum today, Ivan Gamma, Aurelius, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a Maximus name, and a Truck 12 there. Is that 5? No, that's 4 people. That's 4 people. Truck. You could be number 5 if you join today. And of course, if you like great information and great community, it's the place to be. We have all the useful links around Pulsechain and Hex, everything you could want in there. That's pretty cool. We have quick tutorials on PulseX and Pulsechain if you want that too. We also have a general chat for Richard Hart tokens, price chat if you like trading, and of course a non-crypto chat if you like posting stuff like birthday cakes, which Sandy Beach had a birthday, so that was pretty nice. That's really tasty looking cake, but I'm not sure if she can send some through air freight, but that'd be pretty nice. And then, of course, we've got new tokens chat. If you want to talk about all the new tokens on Pulsechain, we've got them slightly riskier. And then we have the new tokens list with everything, all the lists on there, Pulsechain news, Pulsechain sacrifices, and of course, much more. We've also got Pulsechain, a coin voting site, and of course, hot pulse list there as well. So something for everybody to get involved with. If you're a private Hex Token channel member, you get into the private chat as well. And of course, you also, with the names there, you get a purple name if you're a Hex Token channel member on YouTube. As a little extra perk there. So nice. All right, let's jump back to there. Bam. Man, I can't wait for that Kitco. I'm really excited about that. I just know something's going to drop. I just have a feeling. That something's going to drop there with the info. Old Pulse Dodge coin just pumped to $4.45. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Pulse Dodge just pumped $4.45. Here, Maxi is at 8.4 cents. Let's have a look at the premium. This is exciting today. 87%. We're up slightly on the premium, just slightly. Hex heading towards 4.5 cents, and Hedron at 7.71. Hedron also pumping, went to 8.36. So exciting times in the Hex ecosystem. Very cool. What else have we got there? Brennan says, I'll message you on Discord about the staking Icosa. Nice. That sounds good. Bob Wells is in house. Thank you, Nikki. What else? There were 102 people in the chat. Smash the like. Definitely smash the like. Hit the subscribe. Brendan as well. Boop, boop. A special welcome if you're just woken up in the UK. You're from Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England. Big welcome to you. I know you guys wake up at about this time, so I hope you guys have a good day. It's great to be a Pulsechain and Hexkin, even if you're having to go to work. You know that good things are coming down the pipeline for those who wait. I can't wait to see that interview. We should all keep sending them the last interview Richard did because what he said came true. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. So this is the interviews here. Bitcoin will crash 85% from its all-time highs. This was 11 months ago. So pretty cool from that. And of course, we are pretty much heading towards that. I suspect we're still going to get there at some stage. Now, sometimes you can draw out with we had 2 big moves down. Sometimes the last move can sort of take a little while and then go. We'll be watching out for that. What else there? Richard Schuler. Yeah, that's right. Richard Schuler is Richard Hart's original name. Kind of Richard Hart's stage name, really. I guess there's a backstory to that, of course. We must have a freedom, says Castro. Absolutely, freedom is fundamental. What else have we got there? Actually, we're just going to jump through some of these. Let me jump. I just realized I'm jumping back too far. Right. Aaron says, what have we got over here? Got to move that away. Going to delete that. Let me remove that. Yeah. Just remember, this is a family channel, by the way, so no swearing or stuff like that on the channel, or no attacking anybody. Just want to reiterate that. And of course, we like to keep it PC orientated. What else we got there? Oz there. Why does that's another one there. We don't need to have these comments here. It really is unnecessary. Going to all right, so I'm trying to have to jump that user out. That user's just been bounced from the chat. That's just not acceptable using language like that, derogatory language. Hex, cheers for the link, bro. Says Hex Down Under. I don't like the check eligibility fee on Weight Token. It feels like it's a fee to give the devs before you claim, because I can check the eligibility for free on demo. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to claim the Weight Token. And I know it might end up being good. I did listen to the devs. I found the devs to be really good. But you know, on the I think I can't remember what channel I was watching it on, but we'll have another look at that as well. What else there? I certainly don't want to, you wait so long for the Pulsechain and Pulsechain, and you can imagine getting your wallet compromised for that. No one wants that to happen to anybody, so you got to be extra careful. Blasius says, I just moved some Bitcoin a day ago and it only cost 53 cents. Oh, that's pretty cool, Briz. Morning from the UK, 777. This is becoming exciting. Absolutely is, Val. A big shout out to you. Aaron says, I never transacted on BTC. It was expensive. The last time I did BTC transact was pretty expensive, that's for sure. What up, family? Human Hex Trafficker. Now, there's the Lightning Network, but I'm not sure how much that's used. I should probably double check that. It's been a while since I checked all that sort of stuff. What if Hunter Biden's laptop died of monkeypox? Possible there. Hey, Bluegrass says it's the Superman pump. I think so. Sean Azeri is in the house there. I hope I said that correctly. Sean Azeri. A morning from the UK. Big shout out to you and welcome. Sup, Superman J-Pon is in the house. Hex Token channel member. Yeah. Smashing out the emojis too, which is pretty cool. Look at that. Bam. Love it. Morning, Sean Azeri. Yeah. Family channel, yes, says James Bond. Absolutely. We try to keep it family. There's plenty of channels you can go off and, cuss and all the rest of it and attack each other. But this channel, we try to keep it family friendly. After all, we are growing the community of Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. We want everyone to feel welcome. We don't mind having a constructive criticism and things like that. But, we want to keep it that way. Scraped together some spare Ethereum and got some more Hex. Says, nice one, Blobfish King. Got to do the bow down for that. That's pretty legendary. Volatile says, if you missed the Pulse Sacrifice when it was launches, do we know the price it's being released at? No one knows. It's going to pretty much start at zero there, Volatile, and get priced up by the market. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much like there will be a starting ratio with the AMM bot. Obviously, actually not for the Pulse X pair, so it won't be like that for that. Just for the ETH pairs. James Bond says, I don't think I will claim weight either. Yeah, I would be very hesitant on that one at this stage. Although I did enjoy the dev. The dev was very good on the live stream. Hex is now 4.4 cents. Not a bad time to scoop some liquid Hex up, said Z. True that. And if you're going into HSI stakes for ICOSA, to get ICOSA in the first 30 days, you can only sell down. You can only get it by selling HSI stakes to the ICOSA contract. If you're staking, then it's going to be longer. That's the initial thing. Although I must say the UI is a little confusing on that at the moment. It's probably one comment I would add. Might talk to Brennan about that. Kate Fergus says, be nice people. We may not always agree, but let's at least be chill. Yeah. K4K said, beware, they can switch front end at any minute and clean you out. That's true. Z is right about that. So they can do that as a technique as well. And the question I have is that I didn't buy more Hex. Yeah, I wouldn't bother. If you're really concerned, I wouldn't even bother claiming because Pulsex and Pulsex. If you're after the big X returns, and that's what this channel is all about, then Pulse and Pulsex and Hex and stuff like that. That's where the main game's going to be at, right? Even when I talk about top tiered third-party dApps on Pulsechain, like liquid loans and things like that. They're going to be amazing, I'm sure. But of course, the ultimate strategy is in pretty much Pulsex and Pulse and things like that. So I definitely think that's the main game. Accumulation, of course, when the first couple of months, typically the best. Accumulate the volumes, pick up the dips, keep some dry powder for that. All that sort of good stuff. So yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go. I claimed weight, but not Hedron, says Cat Figure, as it got a pop-up warning from MetaMask. Interesting. Yeah, Hedron seems to be fine though, Cat Figure. 4.55 now. Really? Did we just pump it? Am I? Oh yeah, 4.507. Woo! Pump. The actual premium on Maxis has gone down just a tad, and of course $4.45 there on PLSD and 771 on Hedron. Man, exciting times, man. Good to be in the ultimate crypto. Yeah. All right, where are we going here? We're going to have a quick look. So this is coming up here on the 28th of July. If you missed it, you just come in. Richard Hart's going to be on Kitco, obviously following after the Fox News Business News interview. That was fantastic. So it's going to be good to see him on this one. And of course, he got over 300,000 views on just these two videos alone. I suspect we could hit over 1 million, given how big Richard Hart is now a year later. With over, almost 250,000 on Twitter, over 140,000 on YouTube, and Instagram's huge as well. Last time I checked, so yeah, it's going to bode well. Obviously, Kitco News has its own a very a super big audience as well, and of course, David is amazing as an interviewer. I think the best, my favorite actually to listen to. Is very articulate. Cool. Let us get into. So we've got liquid loans. We're still waiting for liquid loan sacrifice coming up. And of course, waiting for the UI, but we have got a bit of a teaser for the UI, so we're going to play that as well for a bit of fun. So that's a bit of a teaser of liquid loans. It's going to be the biggest third-party debt, 51.6 million sacrificed for it. And of course, it's a fork of liquidity. It's going to be providing Pulsechain's ultimate native stablecoin. It's going to be awesome. And of course, we need stablecoin for DeFi. We will have bridged over peers like USDC and things like that are actually back fiat one for one. But it's going to be awesome to have something like that. It's going to be maybe 4 to 8 weeks after. It's going to have some oracles. They've already said they've got some good oracle setups that they're going to have to back it up. Now, obviously, until it launches, still operational risk, but we are looking forward to the sacrifice coming up. Exciting, man, exciting. All right, so someone put in about the price there. Al's put in the 0.001 Pulsechain launch price. Yeah, I think I had from my original numbers was 0.002 that we could get up there at that level. But of course, the market's pulled down since we had the sacrifice. So we're going to recalibrate all those numbers. So cool. We're going to get some pretty big volatility though, Al's. I imagine it's going to do some crazy stuff on that price chart. Kate Fergus says I could have claimed, but I'm happy with my Hex and Pulse Hex. Yeah, if you're a bit nervous about these things, I would not compromise your sacrifice wallets. Honestly, you think about if you're going to get the big returns, if you're going to play the long game, you're in the best crypto potentially. Then why would you take that risk? You wouldn't just protect your wallets with all you can. Get a hard, if you've got a hardware wallet and things like that. Just look up your safety. Got the fire going from Bitfinex. That was awesome, says Aaron. Yeah, it looks amazing. The DApp for liquid loans, they have done a really got quality DApp. So I'm sure when the sacrifice comes out, that will be quality too. They've taken a good amount of time to get that right. And of course, they had some issues around, just like the sacrifices that Richard had for Pulse and Pulse X. They had some issues around people doing the wrong things and trying to honor them, and also the referrals. They had some issues with the people trying to scam the referrals and things like that. So hopefully it's all sorted out, and they're pretty happy. They said they were pretty close last time we looked. I'm not going to play the videos for that, but they said they were pretty close. So hopefully it will be out. Hopefully this week sometime would be nice. we'll see in good time. Pulsechain's not around the corner, so it's not like they're under huge pressure, but I know that many in the community would like to see the numbers as well as play around the testnet on the Pulsechain. All right, so cool. What else are we doing? We come back to the charts here. Bam, 4.5 on Hex. We've got the pump on, the Hex token pump here. Welcome, of course, if you just arrived. It is exciting in the ecosystem. We've got so much good stuff coming up, man. This is the quiet time. This is the quiet time. I'm saying it. I'm just too excited. I've got to actually control my excitement. So definitely, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course. We just appreciate, we just hit 5,000 subscribers and we're up to 5,075. So that's nice. I appreciate the support. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here twice a day. Pulsechain, Pulse Hex, and Hex. And of course, as you imagine when Pulsechain launches, how big this community is going to be. Absolutely. It's big already, but it's going to be ginormous. And of course, if you've come from any communities that have had, unfortunately, had their projects, wrecked in the bear market, like Terra Luna, like Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi, anything else like that, then welcome to Pulsechain. It's open arms to all of you. And of course, this is going to be the biggest thing in crypto coming up. And of course, you're going to get an opportunity to maybe do what you had achieved that time or missed out on. Definitely do your investment due diligence on pulsechain.com and of course the ecosystem. But big welcome to all of you. What else we got going in there? What else? I think we've got the Power City one too. We're going to play that pretty shortly as well. We're coming up to almost an hour and a half. So we are going to pick up some of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to just leave it on the chart here for so-and-so. And then maybe another 8 minutes. And of course, if people are keen, we'll get into the go because the chart is pumping. I don't really want to finish the live stream at this time. So let's enjoy it. Woohoo! Rocking it on. I don't know if Briz still in there. I don't know if Briz is in the house. Not sure if I saw Brizology. I did. The Brizology is there. Yeah. Double check there. Always got to check to see if Briz is in the house, right? This is the way it goes. I was going to say, yeah, if you haven't actually subscribed to Brizology, I'm sure Brizology is doing amazing stuff for the community on his YouTube channel, doing great artwork as well. Definitely check out Brizology there. Let me just go into the store here. Now, there is the store. We have got a Hex Token channel store now. It's open. So that will only be open in some countries. So if you check out some Pulsechain, Pulse Hex, and Hex t-shirts and caps and things, mugs, then check that out. The other thing, of course, channels tab. We're just going to go down here. We've got a Brizology at 495 subscribers. So if you want to go subscribe to Briz, just hit the channels tab there, 495. And of course, Heinz Crypto is trying to get up to 1,000 as well. He's on 784. Throw a bit of love his way. Now, recently, we just Craig, Gen Hex, and Craig was doing a lot of work there on his channel over weeks and weeks and did a great job. And of course, so we just helped him get over 1,000 too. So very, very cool. It's always nice to become a monetized channel. It's good that first layer there. So throw a few subs that way. All right, cool. Share the love, as we say. Share the love. That's what it's all about. Kate Fergus says, I trust Richard completely. Any project he provides moving forward, I will back and recommend. Absolute Gabe is so exciting. And of course, we're going to get a huge amount of alpha drop just about crypto generally, about life, and of course Richard's view of things. We're also going to see maybe get some little airdrops, alpha airdrops there around Pulsechain. That would be cool too. So you never know. And if David does his job and does gentle pressing, we might get some good stuff out there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm already laughing at it already because I know it's going to be a fun interview as well. Man, it could really blitz. We could do this. Could 300,000 views last year, probably 1 million this year. Wouldn't be surprised. It's going to be absolutely epic. All right, the highest of stakes. Someone asked about the highest of stakes. Highest of stakes is expected at the end of the year. Now, someone asked that. Volatile. Do we know release date on documentary of RH? Yeah, so it is expected at the end of the year, but of course it's subject to the highest of stakes doing their they have to present their product, their film. Now they're Emmy award-winning team, so these guys are top notch. They have full funding to do whatever they can to make it as professional and awesome as possible. From the Hex Godwell, from Overwatch, Rack and Rochelle. So it's pretty awesome. Highest of stakes, and we are expecting a few little trailers coming out So cool. Actually, they posted this. Anyone see video news clips on the diamond that I mentioned, hex.com? So it looks like they're trying to put something in around that as well. Of course, Richard Hart owns the biggest world's cut diamond, black diamond, from outer space, which is pretty cool. And of course, we're expecting this one here. So this is what they put on the 1st of July. An epic series is coming soon that introduces each of the characters in the film, along with the producers and executive producers that made it happen. Stay tuned. And we are expecting it towards the end of the year. But of course, that that's subject to the streamers. Now, they did do a showing that we know of, the first public showing on the June the 19th. Any guesses of what might be happening here? So this looks very much like a commercial showing to one of the big streaming firms. Maybe it's Disney, maybe it's Netflix. Who knows? That's all sorts of Amazon Prime. There's lots of ones that they could potentially be targeting. And of course, what other big film documentary about crypto we've seen for years? There hasn't been a really good one. So you can imagine this is going to be epic. A lot of people love this stuff. People say, "Oh, well, people are going to watch this." Yeah, a lot of people watch this stuff. They love it. It's going to be fascinating. So, yeah, a lot of people will, but this will go viral very easily on those platforms, particularly if they get multiple streaming services too. It's going to be pretty cool. You're going to have a lot of stuff in here. You're going to have billionaires, driving Lamborghinis. You're going to have Richard bling bling, some of those top stuff. You're going to have a little bit of, I guess, your antagonist and protagonist, which would be, I guess, it's Richard a protagonist. I think he's the protagonist, and of course we have some antagonists in there as well with some good story stuff there. But many of these faces you'll know, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I think they got the guy that also sold everything. Didn't he sell his house or something like that, or was his house money to buy Hex in the early days, something like that? They've got things like that. It's going to be fun. Maybe Hexologist pizza will be in there too. Who knows? When he bought the pizza with the Hex. I'm not sure how much that pizza's worth. I think there's a link on here somewhere on Twitter that you can find. It's probably worth a lot of money still. But definitely September last year when we had the high price of the Hex, it was worth a lot. So that's kind of where we're at this stage. Nice. And we've got $4.50 on Pulse Dodge moving up there. We've got the Hex at 4.5 cents. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm going to switch the Maxi there just so you see the greenness on the Maxi as well. Hex is up 6.7% on the 24 hours. Hedron up 4% on the 24 hours, and Maxi up 6.4%, and Pulse Dodge up 12.4%, which is pretty beefy. All of them are looking good and primed, I think. They're all looking primed for a move up. It's going to be fun. All right. An hour 27, not too bad. Not too bad at all. We're going to play out some, let's play out some stuff here. We might just leave it on the chart for a little bit, I think. I just have a feeling about that. Let's play some of this. Yeah, so this was the news that we had from Richard. I might change that one. I'll leave that one out, I think. No, not that one. I was going to play this other one just a moment. Trying to find the right one. Final, I think it was final. I'll call it final something. Rusvet. I think it's this one, but it could be wrong. I'll play this one. Bam.
Yes, thank you, Internet. Thank you for making.
No, it's the wrong one. I knew that was the wrong one. We don't want that one. I knew I was going to get the wrong one. I always do that. Because some people that watch this channel, they'll know that was the wrong one. That was pretty funny. I knew it. I was trying not to get the wrong one. I still don't know which one I'm after, but it's not one, not those ones. Here it is. Here, this is the line I'm after. Bam.
I think cryptocurrency is one of the few things in the world that could really return power back to the people. Every year you get less and less choice. Your money's worth less and less. Your hours get longer. It seems like almost everything's getting worse. And crypto is one of the few things that lets you extract yourself from that horror. You can participate in the world's highest performing asset class. You can participate in trustless peer-to-peer revolution in finance where, there's no banking hours. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's you and the code. Nobody else can stop you from cashing out. Nobody else can stop you from doing what you want to do. And, when you give people the power to create good things, they quite often do. A lot of innovations come from cryptocurrency. There's things you can do in crypto that you can't do anywhere else in the world. And I'm proud to be part of that revolution.
All right. So some nice words there around crypto. What else we got there? Katie says puppies. Yeah, you got it. It was puppies. I'm so upset about that. I try not to get that video. Puppies says Briz. Yeah, you guys got me. It was this. His dog died. Richard's dog died, but it's I don't like playing. It's so sad. This is the way it is. Mike is in house. Hi, Suitman. I'm late getting home. Got to rewind and watch from the beginning. Yeah, we've had a fun live stream, Mikey. Probably well worth it. I love puppies. Yeah, I love puppies. Yeah. I'm not going to play the puppies one. It's just too sad, honestly. We got to be a bit more happy about that. Hex at 4.5 cents. Hedron at 771. 8.5 cents on Maxi. And of course, Pulse Dodge is on a rally now. Here it is breaking out. And of course, this could be the beginning of something special. We're at $4.54. The plane is rising. We've got our nice uptrends. I deleted the latest one, but we've got these nice angulations here. Watching out for that. And of course, only 3 days to go with Pulse Dodge coin, which brings us quickly to PulseCon. Now, let me know in the chat if you want me to go for another 30 minutes. We've been streaming for an hour and a half, and of course, just write the word go, 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 and we'll keep streaming for the market prices. They are pumping at the moment. It would seem a shame to finish. So let me know, go, 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 if you want me to keep streaming for one more half an hour period. Woohoo! And watch the market prices. All right, so the other thing of PulseCon's coming up here on the 6th to the 9th of September. And of course, there's only ticket prices are going up for PulseCon in Las Vegas. There's a premier event up to 3,000 people. And of course, the tickets were going up on the 1st of August. So you do need to get your tickets. These are the keynote speakers. Richard Hart, Mitch Lowe, George Wentz, Foster Gamble, and Robbie Tout as well. And of course, they're going to have lots of personalities there. Lots of projects are going to be there. Remember, it's a conference and an expo together. So it's a pretty big deal there. They're going to have all these projects are going to be showing off. You're going to meet all the personalities as well. In fact, they've got a few new ones here. Tech Alley, actually got heaps of new ones there. We've got MCW, which has been around for a little while, Legacy Capital, GBA, IX Tech, Cryptwave, Tech Alley, Non-Fungible Events, Dynasty IO, New Era Ent. So these ones are new. I haven't seen these ones. What's that? Chris Grilly Style Entertainment. I should have read the words down here. And then they've got Health in there as well. So those are all new. 42 days to go until Pulsechain launches. Pretty big deal. So nice. And here's the tickets at the moment. Silver, Gold, Platinum, and VIP. They've got different benefits. The Gold one there is one ticket to the Zoot nightclub as well. But if you want to stay the night, then you got to get the Platinum upwards. One standard guest room in Hilton for 3 nights, includes resort fee and taxes. And of course, everything that Gold's got includes that too. So you get all the tickets to the expo and the general conference, food and beverage. You get swag bag. You get the Zoot nightclub and hospitality lounge and Platinum. And then, of course, VIP is VIP. On the VIP, it's got heaps of benefits. One VIP swag bag, VIP hospitality, and of course, top rooms as well. 3 nights in the bedroom suite. So pretty awesome. Pulsification. What else there? We've got. There is a discount, of course. They're going to have lots of our popular people there from different teams. Oh, they've actually separated this out. Founders panel and, of course, the NFT panel. So that's going to be awesome. And Freedom panel. Nice one. So lots around there. They separated that up. They're also going to have cool musicians and DJs from the looks of it. So it's going to be pretty cool. And, of course, you can get a 15% discount using the link in here. There's a link here somewhere. Here's the affiliates. Of course, they all have their own links, but you can get 15% off here on the website on those ticket prices above. So definitely worth checking out on PulseCon. Let me post that in the chat just in case you want to check it out. There is $4.51. Nice. Let's have a look here. Got a couple in the house there. Matt, what have got? Kate Fergus says, I have 3 little puppies, I guess. Nice one there, Kate. Go says, lies beneath. James Bond's got 3 puppies from the sounds of it. And Matthew Tuff, go. Bluegrass, go. Crypto Richie, NFTs, go. Richard has lost some time ago, not recently. I was not laughing at his loss. No, I know you weren't, Cape. Go says Bob Wells. Lots of goes from Briz. Always good to see Briz in the house there. And who is in PLSD here? I think quite a few people, Crypto Richie, have got PLSD. Cookies and Crypto. We did a survey actually recently on PLSD. There's a lot of people. Cookies and Crypto says go. And KD, go. I think we're going to go for another half an hour. We're already done 5 minutes, so we're already into it to win. Bruce says, honestly, I think some people are going to forget that they sacrificed for some projects. They'll be too focused on PLS, that they forgot the $250 sacrifice to X project. I agree with you, Bruce. That'd be hilarious for sure. All right, so PLSD there, just rocking it up there. $4.51, looking nice. And I didn't even paste in the Pulsechain there. So Pulsechain. I would like to have these guys back on, but I think Team Money's not doing it anymore. I think it's got a new person that's doing it. I saw on Discord Syndicate one time. That's Pulsechain. I should have put 22, but you got the link there. If you're going to Las Vegas, you're going to be able to meet up with many of the content creators in the Hex and Pulsechain community, I guess, and many of the famous communities members. I don't know, Briz, are you going to the Pulsechain 2022? Let us know in the chat. But let us know. I could be surprised. Bob Wells says, oh, trust me, I'm all over what I've sacked for process. Yeah, true that. James Stratford says, yes, Superman, loving your work, bro. I appreciate that, James. Big shout out. Big piece in Instagram model love. I love that. And the floor is lava, says Cookies and Crypto. Now, let's actually pull up the lava floor while we're talking about it, because we've got the heat map. Let's pull it up. I'm going to close down this. This is the last time I'm going to show this, but it's coming up on July 28th. Dave is the best. I love him, David Lynn. And of course, Richard Hart there. It's going to be awesome. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun. All right, let us get into the markets. Oh, it is a little bit red. Pull back again, 3.73. Bitcoin 21,109. Now, last week, you remember I said that this week's likely, the markets are likely to be red. Maybe we get a couple good days. And of course, the stock market was good yesterday, where the tech companies and NG outperformed. But BTC was pulling back a little bit of weakness here. It got over 23,000 too, which was kind of bullish, but I think it didn't, as far as I know, it didn't get over the 50-day EMA or exponential moving average. I haven't checked that, but I think that's the case. So yeah, and ETH there, 14 down 6.6% there. So a little bit of volatility, and BNB down 4.3. The floor is lava, but not here amongst the Hex ecosystem. It is a green at the moment. Green on all four charts. All four charts are green, pumping. Hex token channel pumped. I'm just kidding. I'm not deluded. No, that we don't pump the channel. They pump the charts. I am looking to meet Pep and other Hexkins in Las Vegas this time. Yeah, I'd love to meet Big Pep too and other Hexkins in Vegas, but will not be attending the event. Message me on TikTok if you're up for a drink, says Kate Ferger. Nice. That's really cool. Kate Ferger 1 on TikTok. Nice. Actually, I'll try and follow you too there, Kate Ferger. Brilla says, yeah, I plan on being in Vegas, but I'm probably not buying any tickets. Too expensive for me. Just want to meet some cool people. Cool, like day visits. Yeah, you can do day visits, I guess. It's when you want to meet up and greets. I guess not day. You're just talking about meeting up maybe at a bar or something. Respects. Looks like Briz and Kate Ferger might be roaming the joint. All right, cool. I probably should have done a poll on that. Whether you're going to Pulsechain. Actually, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll on that. We can do a quick poll. You going to Pulsechain 22? 22. September 9th. Yes, maybe. Maybe. Yes. What else? We got them. Nope. Yes, maybe no. What other options are there? Yes, maybe no. Let's say day visit. No, day visit. Meetups outside of event. How about that? No, but meetups outside of event. All right, cool. I think that's cool. Let's get it on. Polls up. Bam. All right, that was fairly good. Hex at 4.5 cents. Let's see. Let's get a breakout on Hex, man. Finally, we've been mulling around. This is hourly charts here. We've been mulling around this place. Let's get it on. Let's get over this this area here. Let's get up and start heading towards 6.2 cents. Like I said, we only need 3.6 what did I say earlier? 3.6, this is what I said, 3.6 million to get 10 cents. And of course, we need just a bit more buyers and sellers every day to get there. So that's what we need. We've got Hetron at 786, and of course, that's been a good call. We had a good call there from our Pulse God there in the stream. Hetron all green. That was a good call. And it looks like it's going good there at 786. We got 8.5 cents from Maxi, and of course, Pulse Dodge there moving higher at $4.50 pretty much. Yeah, Precise says, yeah, me and Cape Fury are going to run the Outlaw Crew. Yeah, that'd be a cool name. Should wear Pulsechain Outlaw Crew. How about like something like that with t-shirts? Yeah, we're going to be loaded against the haters. Cape Fury. Yeah, I'm not sure they're hating you, Cape Fury. I'm sure that they'll want to join you at the place. I'm hoping for Pulse launch during RH Speak, shares Bob Wells. That would be pretty epic. That could be possibility. Bob's it's not up that could be possible, man. Pulse conference there online. Now he's not going to be physically attended. I know they're trying to get him to physically attend, but I don't know if they'll be successful with that. Spike says, "Yo peeps," says Spikes, and good to see you, Spike. I hope you're feeling better, Cape Fury. Yeah, true that. Nice. All right, we're coming up to the party. All right, very nice. As we said, very nice. We like the Hex pump and the Pulsechain pump. We like this. Let's get in here. Just have a look at some of these. Let's bring this bling in. Might as well play that. Bam.
Police got me. Gave me a black eye. Would you believe it? Fashion police got me. Gave me a black eye. Would you believe it? Fashion police got me. Gave me a black eye. Would you believe it?
That was a bit of light relief. I hope you guys like that one. You can imagine he's up to all sorts of stuff like that. That's his personality. RH is not even there, just stream. Yeah. What I would like to see, hopefully, we know that Craig is going from Gen Hex, and I think it's Nano's going, who's our head of our moderator team here. And of course, hopefully they'll give us some little video feeds as well. But if Team Money's team is going to be feeding that through, we'll see whether we can live feed that through as well. I should probably hit them up on that. So we've got the poll at the moment. Are you going to PulseCon 2022 in September 6th and 9th? Yes, maybe, no, but meetups outside of the event. That's basically Prisology and Cape Figure are leading the Pulsechain Outlaws to do that. So definitely one of those four. I think that's all the options. Francis is in the house. Woohoo! Francis the Dijon's. I love it. I'm excited too. From light relief, that's pretty much it. All right. We're going to play a little bit of stuff. So we're going to break from the charts at the moment. We're going to pull in Richard Hart's Fox Business showcase. So this is always fun to watch and check it out. Richard is like a boss in this. He absolutely smashed back all the old criticism from 2019. It was all false. He smashes it back. It's beautiful.
So as everyone knows, it's been a real rough period for crypto investors, and many are actually saying, though, that this turmoil is having something of a cathartic effect, right? In the sense that, listen, it gets rid of the poorly run coins and companies and even some bad actors. Meanwhile, the community itself has really turned into a whole bunch of individual tribes, a lot of believers, of course, committed to their favorite coins. In fact, yesterday I read where a well reportedly bought 20 million Shiba Inu for 210 million. That would have been the largest purchase in history there. I do want to bring in now Hex.com founder Richard Hart. You know, Richard, you are the man behind Hex, and it's been some tough sledding for you, like everyone else of late. Just tell us exactly, what it is, why you created it.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin's got a lot of stuff it can't do. So, right now you're seeing everyone lose all their money, and I do mean all of their money, to people that said they would give them more coins. They tried to earn yield on their Bitcoin. They gave their keys to somebody else, which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. It was invented to get rid of middlemen. So what does everyone do? They give their keys to middlemen that have a good story. They're going to give you some interest. I invented something that I gave for free to Bitcoin holders to let them generate yield by holding their own keys without giving them to somebody else.
So I've did some research, and I want to just ask you about a couple of things because you've got some detractors out there. It might be a easy way of saying it. And I saw one article and one FI titled "Richard Hart's Hex Token is a Brilliant Scam." It says that the biggest problem with Hex is that the answers you just referred to being paid, but the token doesn't generate revenue. So the only place money can come from is other investors. That would be a Ponzi scheme, no matter how much you spend it. And then, of course, it goes on to say you lay it on thick. What do you say to an article like that? What do you say to an article like that?
Everyone misuses these words. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent endeavor where people are told they're going to get paid more from a business activity that doesn't really exist. It's fraudulent. And there's a middleman that pays you your rewards. The family likeness test would say that Hex is most similar to Bitcoin, where miners create money out of thin air and pay themselves their own rewards through the fruits of their own labor. And therefore, since there's no middleman, since you mint your own coins, it cannot be a Ponzi. It can be a bubble, which is why the price drops 85% every 3 or 4 years. But then it goes on to make new all-time highs. So Bitcoin's dropped 85% 3 or 4 times now, and yet it's gone up 690 million% from a penny to $69,000. And so all Hex is Bitcoin with a proof of work change, where we pay people inflation to hold the price up through staking instead of paying them to destroy the environment through SHA-256 mining. So that's all it is. It's Bitcoin with a proof of work change.
I've been bringing a lot of folks on in your space because I'm trying to learn all of this. And again, when people found out you were coming on, I got a whole bunch of articles. There's another one I want to ask you about because, listen, obviously you've got a pretty strong following, but there was one in AZ Coin. And this is 2019. And it says worrisome Hex founder Richard Hart was revealed to be a notorious scammer known as the Spam King. Again, listen.
I got sued for $500 in civil court 20 years ago. And I couldn't pay for a lawyer to defend myself because in small claims court, you can't have a lawyer defend you.
Okay.
It would have cost me more than $500 to fly to Washington to go win the case. So I don't think being sued for $500 in small claims court makes you a spam king.
Richard, where do we go from here with respect to the overall crypto space, Bitcoin and Hex itself?
I called the top on the day. Everyone else told you Bitcoin was going to 100,000. I told you it was going down to 10,000. Why? Because it drops 85% every once in a while. But people, they forget that happens. They always think that this time's different. Nope, this time's not different. Are people paying $1 million for JPEGs, or more accurately, serial numbers loosely related to JPEGs, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet? Yes, they are. As long as people are doing that, you have to have a crash. The reality will not let idiots that buy JPEGs for $1 million survive.
For Hex, right? I understand you control like 80, 88%.
Oh, Hex.
People want to know, as they're getting in, are you not getting out?
The best time, the origin address has never sold a single Hex. Vitalik dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. The Ethereum Foundation dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. Chainlink founder dumps Chainlink on your head all the time. The origin address in Hex has never sold a single coin, ever. If you want to know who's dumping, just go look. It's all on chain. All of Hex's trading's on chain. Unlike that crap that you see, the fake volume and fake exchange trading you see for all the other coins. All of our stuff's on chain. You can see who sold, when they bought, what other coins they like, when they're locked up for. It's a miracle. It's the most transparent trading in the entire industry.
All right. Hey, that's all the time we have. I appreciate you coming on, and I do say...
You know I called the top on the day, right?
I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm waiting for you to call I thought you were going to come on the show and call the bottom, though. That's what I'm looking for.
I'll call the bottom when it's 11K.
All right,
and then maybe we go a little deeper.
Sounds good. Richard, thank you very much.
I just realized I'm muted on there, so hopefully that's not too long. Appreciate that, Alwallen. Woohoo! Hey, we try to keep the errors down to the minimum, but every so often do get caught out. Anyway, so we've got 4.5 cents on Hex. We've got 7.89 on Hedron. We've got 8.5 cents on Maxi and $4.45 on Pulse Dogecoin. All looking pretty good. The market is lava, but the Hex ecosystem is flourishing at the moment. And of course, we're looking for some. Let's hope we get some breakout here on the Hex here. That's what we're looking for. I'd like to see it move up to 6.2 cents. That'd be pretty nice. Obviously, we need a bit of a push to do that. Let's go look into Hex. We're going to have a quick look at what it would take to get back up to 6.2 cents, not 10 cents, but 6.2. We're going to have a look at that. So let's say we put 10 cents would be 3,600,000. That would get us actually get us a bit lower. So it's just slightly low on here at the moment. Then we go 3,700, 1, 2, 3. Actually a little bit more. Okay, it's changed around a little bit there. Not sure why that's moved. But 3.8 million at the moment to get us to 10 cents. But to get to the 6.2 cents, I guess that would be probably what, 1.5, 1.5 million. Yeah, 1.5 million to get us to 6.2 cents at the moment. So that's kind of the net buying over selling that we would need from that point of view. So cool. That would eat up about 29 million Hex as well. Now let's do some Moonboy maths. So people talking about who put that on there earlier. We put that in there around, just going back to here, Wookie says if Hex goes to $1, what would it take us to get to $1? So we'll put another 0 in there. Okay, so $15 million to get us to 41 cents. Obviously, it has to get up there incrementally for that. But we're probably looking at what? Let's put $20 million in. 20 million. That gets us 62. So let's put a 3 in there. $30 million. That would get us to $1.17. So we're probably looking at about 27, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 27 million to get us to $1. 27 million net buying is what we're looking at there. But let's just say we want to get back to let's put to $10 million. Let's put $10 million. So that gets us to 25 cents. $10 million back to there. But we probably only need what, $8 million? $8 million. Yeah, just over $8 million. Just over $8 million to get us to 20 cents. That's kind of where we're at this stage. So cool. Always fun to play around with that. Hex at the moment, 4.5 cents, looking good. Now, one of the things I didn't mention before in Pulse conference coming up is the fact that the SHIB token is going to be there. John Chong, I don't see his face on here at the moment, but John Chong, the Asian chairman of SHIB, and I believe he also runs the official SHIB here, has got 3.4 million followers on it. Now, last time I checked, this had 2.5 million. That was several months ago. This is up to 304.4. So this is going to be really big on Pulsechain, right? So PS, they're going to be at the Pulse conference, as I understand it. John Chong from Asia, the Asian chairman, who runs the main SHIB channel, and of course they have been building out their own ecosystem with their multiple tokens on the SHIB community. So they got the SHIB, the leash, and the bone. They've been doing NFTs, expanding the ecosystem just from a meme coin, and of course we see that with Pulse Dogecoin at the moment as well, doing that. So that's pretty awesome. And of course, there's one of the biggest communities out there. This bodes super pumpamental for Hex as well. Not only a pumpamental for SHIB, but also a pumpamental for the Hex community, for the Pulsechain community as well. So it's a win-win. And of course, all the people that own SHIB will get airdropped that. And of course, with such a massive following, that's super bullish for Pulsechain. Just another one of those bullish things coming our way. So it's great to see the SHIB token community. So if you're in the SHIB community, of course, welcome to Pulsechain. That's what it's all about. People are going to have a lot of good times there. Potentially the biggest crypto, well, actually the biggest crypto airdrop in crypto history, but potentially the biggest yield farm in crypto history. The first full system stake of Ethereum. Of course, the fastest way to mass adoption, which really is the magic source, and of course, deflationary tokenomics. Pulsechain and PulseX are going to be absolutely amazing. We're looking forward to the shining light on the hill for the next crypto bull market, and maybe even leads crypto into a bull market. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people, like I say, from all those other projects, Terra Luna, Celsius, Voyager, all those people, all looking for places for the next big thing. Well, what else is out there? Ask yourself that question. What else is out there? Of course, Pulsechain is the big juggernaut coming through. It's going to take over crypto pretty much. You watch the space on that one. Very excited. Very nice. All right. Let's get into it. Boom. There we are. There's where we're at this stage. Looking good. Cape Figure says, Richard called the top, but let's be fair. I called the bottom, says Cape Figure. I think you might be right there, Cape Figure. J-Man in the house. And A. Wellen's got the smiles on. I appreciate that, A. Wellen, for the heads up there. Caught me early. Woohoo. When is Pulse launch? Says into that. Yeah, well, we talked about that in the beginning of the live stream. Or not quite the beginning, almost in. And of course, we have the first dates possibly in September. but I'm more likely it's probably later, probably December. I want it earlier, like September. I also don't want it to launch before we get the sort of next, if we get another drop. So I'm quite happy. September kind of might play out for that too. We might have the next drop before the September, so that's possible. We've got July, end of July, August, September. Maybe if we had the drop in early September on the markets, crypto markets, then that would play out all right for a mid-late September launch with Ethereum 2.0 merge on the 19th. If it does hit that date, once again, they have been pushed back month after month, but we'll see. I think they're probably pretty keen to get it out in September. And we saw Ethereum respond pretty kindly to that in the chart that we showed earlier. Pulse launch predictions. Yeah, we've already gone through that. We did cover that quite a bit early in the live stream. You just jumped in, so but that's kind of where we're at. Now we've got a poll at the moment. Are you going to PulseCon 2022 in September 6th and 9th? Yes, maybe no, or no, but maybe meetups outside the event. What site was that for liquidity, Superman? It's look into Hex.com, which is run by Gerardo, one of the top YouTubers in the Pulsechain Hex community. Although he hasn't been doing a lot of streaming lately. He's done a little bit, but not a lot, because he's mostly, I think he's getting mostly into Mintra NFT and doing a lot of stuff around that. I think he's moved us to a bit more commercial stuff. Kate Fergus says, to be honest, I think BTC days are numbered. I believe after a period of trading sideways, BTC will hit 47 to 50K, then Hex will take over. That's always possible, Kate Fergus. I'm not quite in the camp of that. I'm still bullish about Bitcoin long term because of the scarcity play. The emission curve is basically almost through. Once you get down to that next block halving, it's kind of like most of the emission curves out. So I'm still bullish with that. I just don't think it can do the extra returns. The extra returns are going to be relatively low if you think about it. Not from the price now. The next time could be 300K Bitcoin, but the fact that the extra returns are relatively low compared to what you're going to get in Pulsechain and Hex and things. So that's where my position is on that. The scarcity plays for Bitcoin still there. The decentralized still there. They're still early in the institutional adoption. Maybe if the institutional adoption takes 10 years, we're still only 2 years in. In this bull cycle, I agree with Richard that the people that were going to buy bought. But in terms of adoption across the whole institutions, that takes 10 years to ramp up. If you've ever worked in anything like that, as I have, you know that they're very conservative, and it takes time for them to increase, adopt some of that as part of their treasury sheets. US firms are probably a bit more bullish on that, but of course they have to do it indirectly. They can't typically hold them directly. That's why the Hex Investment Trust is so cool, following the footsteps of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, because that's a way you can onboard large funds that have huge money. Remember, crypto is very small. Well, we're just over $1 trillion at the moment, whereas the rest of the markets are hundreds of trillions of dollars. So it's still early days, and of course the bond market being the biggest, if I remember rightly, out there. That is the site there. Get Hex. Look into Hex.com. You can play around with that. Very cool in the liquidity. A very, very cool site. Nice. All right, we're coming up to 2 hours. We're almost going to wrap it up. Hey, look, if we get a major breakout in the evening, you know me, I'll always jump back on the chat on the channel to funk that out, because it's looking good. We've been waiting for these sort of green candles. Hex really needs, I'd like to see Hex push even higher. Definitely over 5 cents would be nice. Back to 5.5, but 6.2 is kind of my target there on the Hex. We'll see how we get on. Let's finish the poll. We're at 35 votes. We're going to end that and see how we go. Kate Fergus says, I would agree normally, but when you think of interest, what is the smart move? Yeah, well, obviously Hex from that point of view. Well, definitely on the interest returns. Obviously, Bitcoin doesn't have that. You've got your miners dumping on your heads, but that block's going to be halving. Is it 3.25? I think something like that. Kate, what have we got? The final poll results. Are you going to PulseCon 2022? No, 60%. Maybe 25%. Yes, 8%. So, hey, all those people that are going, I hope you have a good time. Definitely don't forget to post some videos about your experience. And no, but meetups outside 5%. Nice one. Very, very cool. Hey, Mad Raven's just made it. You just made it, but we're going to wrap it up shortly. Sorry about that, Mad Raven, but you can rewind. It's the power of YouTube. I may be on later on in the evening if the Hex does something magical and really pumps pretty hard in the next couple of hours. I'll definitely be back on. I'm going to break for some dinner now. 2-hour live stream. I think it's probably a good time. And we're going to play out our funky music on the way out. Thanks to everybody for joining. Of course, from around the world, we've got people all over the place. India, UK, Europe, Latin America, Africa, Australasia, everyone's from around the place. So we've really got a great community building out in Pulsechain and Hex. Really is cool. Let's go play out some funky music on the way out. Let us find some cool stuff. We're going to play our Power City Core teaser. This is going to be one of the premier teams in my view, providing a lot of utilities to the Pulsechain, Power City Core. And of course, they're going to have a cool multi-chain swap bridge. That's going to be very useful for people to use. So we're going to play this out. Peace out, everybody. Lots of love. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And of course, and join if you want to join Pulsechain's Hexagon's Rich Heart Club. Join the channel and of course get into Discord because we've got an awesome Discord building up, heading towards 600 members. And of course, we have great information and great community. So rock on with that. All right, let's smash this out. Boom. Party our way up here. Bam.
It's an amazing run. Went up, 23x in so many days. Green line up, parabola, fell out of the parabola, red line. Do I run a paid group or I just make amazing price calls for free? I make amazing price calls for free. I called the Bitcoin top on the day. Did I charge you for it? Did I charge you anything for the education? No. Why? Because I've been a retired multimillionaire since 2003. I brag about it all the time. I called the top. And I told you last cycle, Ethereum topped 27 days after Bitcoin did. This cycle, Ethereum topped exactly 27 days after Bitcoin did. Exact same thing. Yep, there you go. Bitcoin's great run.
This one?
Here's where we fall out of the parabola. Yep. Just click the chart. Hey, look, we're going up. Oh, look, we're not going up no more. Doom time. And check the timestamp, and that timestamp equals the picture in the chart. That's where I called the top. Anytime we get one of these big run-ups, which, by the way, is usually following by a crash, which I think we are due for the rest of the crash. We're already down half. I think we'll go down another 75% to an 85% total drop. Nobody else thinks that.
80% total drop for what?
I think Bitcoin will tap $10,000 from its high of 65,000 because that's what it normally does. It drops 85%. Ethereum usually drops 95% because it has lower liquidity. So it acts like a leverage position on Bitcoin to some degree. Well, so Bitcoin runs up, ETH runs up higher.
The people in the Bitcoin ecosystem tell me, look, Bitcoin is unlikely to do what it has been doing in the past couple of cycles, which is drop 80%, precisely because new institutional money have already been placed in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Institutional investors now with more money are likely to make the coin less volatile, so to speak.
It's not true.
How would you respond to that?
They're wrong and I'm right. And I believe that we already had our top at 65K on Bitcoin, 4,400 on Ethereum, and I think we'll find new lows. I think you'll see Ethereum down at 300. I think you'll see Bitcoin down at 10,000 because historically that is what they have done in the past. And if you try and play the this time is different game, you're going to lose all your money. Usually it's not different. Usually history tends to repeat itself. Usually the market behavior rhymes. It's not identical, but it rhymes.
The top
for Bitcoin in this cycle, which had just, I guess, made a new top. So it was a local top, but it lasted 6 months. I called it on the day. I said, this is a top. So Bitcoin went from $65,000 down to $30,000. I think it might even went 29.5, 28, something like that, depending on what exchange you're on. And so it dropped 55% from that day. And how did I know it was that day? Because it fell out of the parabola and everyone had their eyes on a single day. It was the easiest call ever. But it didn't go down the 85 like it normally did. It only went down 55 and now it went up again. But because it went up again, I don't know if it could do a double top. It could just be a temporary higher high and it could go make a new low and make everyone very sad. It took 6 months to make a slightly higher high from 65 to 69. And now
you predicted 60K. Are you prepared to make a prediction on the low?
Yeah, 85% drop. So it was 10K, but now that we went up to 69, it's 11K. I believe in the 85% drop. I believe in people selling the bottom. I believe in the pain. And I don't believe in people buying $1 million JPEGs forever and being profitable forever. Nope. These are reflexive systems. People buy because they go up. They sell because they go down. It went down more than 50%. It fell out of the parabola. When things fall out of parabolas, they drop 85%.
Bullish?
On Bitcoin, no.
Are you bullish on Ethereum?
No.
Why not?
The market's already had a bull run for 3 years. Ethereum already did a 50x. Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show has an NFT for his profile picture. El Salvador bought it. Michael Saylor bought it. The world's richest guy bought it. Who didn't buy yet? Who hasn't heard of it yet? You've been in a bull run for 3 years now. You dropped out of the parabola. You dropped 55%. By the way, I called the top on the day. And that top call was good for 8.5 months now and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free.
So it's down 38% now.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a good time to buy? What's
I don't think
going
so.
on? Where's it going next? No?
No, when it falls out of the parabola, it goes up with a parabolic rise. When it falls out of the parabola, it tends to drop 85% of its value. So 85% down from 69K is 11K. Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 10 months ago while everyone else told you it was going to $100,000. There was a 65K top, and then it went down 55% under 30K, and then it bounced. It went up to 69. Back down to doom again. Now it's at 35. So, bounces aren't illegal. You do get bounces. As a matter of fact, I called a bounce, and my tweet was the literal exact bottom of the bounce. I said, look, we're due for a 12% bounce. We got the 12% bounce, and then we went and did new doom. Who does it better? Nobody. Nobody does it better. I mean, look, I won't tell you I hate bragging because I kind of like it, but I deserve it, man. And that's why I changed my username too. I called the Bitcoin top. And who are they putting on TV? People that got you wrecked.
Here it is. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is why I brought you back here today, because you did call the top right. I don't think many people gave you the credit because.
It's hard, man. It's hard to take the opposite position to absolutely everyone else, but sometimes you have to.
Where's the next low then for Bitcoin?
Traditionally, Bitcoin drops 85% after a parabolic blow off top. This cycle was different because the government, it should go down to about 11K. So since it was,
that's a reasonable expectation.
Agree. Yes, because it's what it has been doing for decades. It always drops 85%.
What's going to happen to Hex?
Hex continues to have giant dips like it always has, but it also makes new all-time highs. You got to understand that an 80% dip only cancels out a 5x pump. And when you have a 1,000,000% pump, you would have to drop 99999999999% to cancel it out. Bitcoin had its run.
It's not had its run. Bitcoin's early days, man. Bitcoin's going to have its real run.
Dude that bought 13-year-old bag that just got here is like, yo, I didn't buy the top. I called the top of the day. You did not. You probably dollar cost averaged into the top on the day. Like, I'm telling you as a person that knows more about Bitcoin than you. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one. It's a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, called tops in the day for free. Free YouTube, youtube.com/Richard Hart, you name it. We're just living the dream out here. We're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. Big Simp 69 asks, have I ever called the Bitcoin top? Yes, I have. More than once. He took on leverage. He encumbered his Bitcoin that he has to get more Bitcoin at a higher price. And now he gets liquidated at 21K. And I think the price will go down to 11K.
Do you think he took out collateralized loans?
Yeah, he bragged about it. He tweeted about it and bragged about it. You know, he took on 200 million of leverage from Silvergate Bank with a Bitcoin collateralized loan, and it's just reflexivity. So now, instead of never having to get liquidated, now you've got a leverage position. And what are the 3 ways smart people go broke? Liquor, ladies, leverage.
Yeah. So once again, Richard Hart doing victory laps. Called top of the day. Bitcoin, told you 27 days later, Ethereum, it did the same. Told you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Withdraw your money, not your keys, not your coins. Celsius stops withdrawals today. Celsius is down 99%. I can't be more right. I'm always right. It's like, it just sucks that the things I'm right about are things that are getting, people are just choosing to get themselves wrecked. I know. What else I can do for you? You know, it's crazy.
People are like, oh, you were bullish in November of 2017. You're like, yeah. And then the price went up. And then when the price, right before the price started going down, I called it. Like, people are so dumb. They like don't update their worldview. Ethereum used to suck. It used to only have scams on it. Then it kicked ass. Yeah. And now it's too expensive and too full. So I have to launch a new thing called Pulsechain. So, you know, like you have to update your worldview. Technology is a constantly evolving process. And if you don't update your worldview, you're just going to get left behind. That's the biggest truck I've ever seen. What the fuck? Wow.
We're driving the baddest monster truck you ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got 2 wheels in the front that turn. This one's got 4. 4 54-inch wheels turning in the front. Another 4 in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. It took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox, 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. If the global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around now. It's good for bumping your head.